on. Again, the headline of the day is an appeals court, Fifth Circuit appeals court, greenlights Trump admin policy of detaining undocumented immigrants without opportunity to seek release. So the backstory is that in prior administrations, if you were undocumented, you had no criminal record, and you were detained, they would let you out on bond, right, while your case was being processed, and you had the opportunity to fight it or whatever it may be. Now, in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, if you are detained as undocumented, Andy, oh my goodness, thank you, my brother, as always. Thank you so much. If you're detained in these states, now you will be held without any opportunity for bond. So that is what we're talking about today. All right, Jermaine, go ahead, brother, and then we'll go to Swan.
Okay. Hey, Smitty, how you doing, fam?
Good morning.
So first off, I think what Retire said is he just have a lot of hate in his heart because first off, they're not illegal; they're undocumented. Let's use that estimate to say it correctly on this live, right? So this guy has a lot of hate in his heart, and he's been brainwashed by the propaganda that the U.S. has constantly pushed on us to try to blame undocumented people for the problems that these politicians, white politicians, create, right? They're the reason why we can't afford homes. They're the reason why people's basic needs aren't met. They're the reason why people are struggling to choose between food, groceries, or healthcare, not undocumented people. Undocumented people contribute almost 100 billion to the economy. They are the ones building your houses. They are the ones servicing your food, making your food in the field, farm field, picking and getting your food for slave wages, by the way, right? So your anger is directed towards the wrong people, and you know that, but you refuse. You want to keep blindly supporting these spew white supremacist ideology as a black man too. At that, that's the more disgusting part about it. I'll stop there, Smitty.
All right, thank you, Jermaine. Let me go to Swan, and then we'll go back down to Retired. Swan, opening comment. What do you think about in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, undocumented immigrants who are detained will not have the opportunity to be let out on bond? What do you think? Thank you, Ninja Man. Appreciate you, fam.
I think that this is inhumane. I think it's extreme. In my personal opinion, you already know, I'm going to say abolish ICE altogether. I think that one aspect of this that we don't talk about often is the reasons as to why people do come to the United States from other countries, right? A lot of times it is because either the United States or another country that's considered a superpower goes in, right? Takes their resources, exploits the people that are there, destabilizes their government or their economy, right? And you have people who are trying to follow the resources, right? People who are trying to follow the resources that are looked at as criminals because of how we talk about them. Even the term is inhumane. Illegal immigrants, right? No human being is illegal. Only actions are illegal, right? I think that it's on the extreme. I also think that the reason why I bring that up, right, is because when they get here, they pay thousands of dollars to become a citizen. They may have to end up working under the table because, they just don't have another way to make money, right? And if they're working under the table, then yeah, they're definitely going to be subjected to more exploitation. Now, with them having people here that are undocumented that end up getting detained, they're going to be forced into labor as well, right? This doesn't have anything to do with people. It has everything to do with lining the pockets, right, of anybody that's involved with the government. That's what this comes down to. It has to do with the United States economy, making an unaliving, right? And we have the audacity to demonize these people and tell these people, tell them that they're criminals. I hear people call them rapists all the time when it's not true. They're going to detain people, right, who are undocumented, going through the process, right, who should be let out on bond, in my personal opinion. But they're going to detain them, right? Listen, I always say this. Y'all always hear me say this, right? I would be safer living in a community with undocumented migrants than I would be living amongst white men.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Swan. Appreciate you. All right. Let me go to Chosen. Chosen, your thoughts. What do you think about this ruling? And what do you think about undocumented immigrants and ICE? What do you think?
I mean, I work with undocumented immigrants all the time, so I don't have any personal beef with them at all. I do services that help them. I don't know about what states you guys are from, but a lot of the rhetoric that you do see is not necessarily true, but it is what it is. With that said, I'm not saying that immigration as of right now is in the best place it needs to be. But people need to understand when it comes to what you're talking about in this act, it has to do with a older law from 1798, which is the Alien Act law, and that's why they passed it. So a lot of the stuff that your guys are saying, I understand how you feel, but there's actually laws on the books already about these things. So that's why he keeps winning in court. You understand? I understand your feelings, and I'm not saying I go with Trump, but I'm just saying the actual law protects him. That's why he keeps winning in the court. And people are just sitting here thinking that there hasn't been these discussions for years before. It has. So when it comes to immigration, what is immigration for for a country? Immigration is to make the country better, not for, and it's no one's human right. That's a fact, and that's just the truth. Immigration is not a human right. As much as people want to make it a human right, it's not a human right. Immigration is for the country, meaning to say that we are supposed to be benefiting from immigration, not the person that comes in the country is supposed to just be coming here and benefiting. That's just the rules and how it works. I'm just being honest, and you guys can look it up. I'm not here to say who needs to be in the country, who's not needs to be in this country. I'm just saying what the laws that are on the books right now. Immigration is not a human right. Nobody is supposed to get immigration. Immigration is only supposed to be benefiting the country, and you're only supposed to be letting in people that are supposed to benefit the country. Those are the rules, those are the laws, and that's what they have as immigration as of right now. Now, if you have a problem with those laws, yes, go vote, go change the laws, go to Congress. But a lot of people are talking emotionally, and that has no factor in somebody's deportation because that's based on the law, not people's emotions. And people need to separate
Can we
that.
respond to that?
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me I think Swan wants to come in real quick, and then Jermaine, I'll get you in next, and then I want to get People's Crash out here also as well. I think folks want to probably respond to what Chosen just said. Go ahead, Swan. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah. First thing I want to say to the audience is when people say a lot of people are arguing from an emotional place, you can't tell me that it's not going to be an emotional place when people have been traumatized by ICE agents, when people's children have been harmed by ICE agents, when people's women have been essayed and children have been essayed, when we've seen that there are infants that had to be resuscitated. You can't sit here and tell me that people are not going to be emotional. It's okay. It's human. Right. So, yes, and your emotions should drive you. Right. If you are frustrated and you are angry with seeing people traumatized and seeing people harmed, then, yes, use those emotions. Right. And put in the work to push back against the situations we're dealing with. That's what I wanted to say about the emotions thing. Let's normalize not weaponizing people's emotions in conversations like this when people are dealing with extreme conditions. In addition to that, though, Chosen, what's your source? Like, what laws where'd you get this from? Your information? Do you have a source, please?
Yeah, go ahead, Chosen. I'll give you a minute to respond. Chosen might be looking it up when you said that. I agree with Swan on that. I don't know how emotion doesn't become a part of this, and even emotion from the perspective of the folks that are immigrating to this country. A lot of times it is because of persecution and or valid cases to seek asylum coming here. So, but go ahead, Chosen.
All right. So you guys can Google this, look it up. It's the Aliens Act, 1960s, 1798. There's a Wars Act also on it. This is what he invoked to do it. These are the laws on the books. You could cite immigration. Immigration is always supposed to benefit the country, not the person. These are all the things. You can look all of this stuff up. I mean, if I have to go to a list and go look it up, I could do that and provide you that information. That's not the point. And I just want you to know that I'm not against nor for. Just the way you said emotionally, people feel that things happen to immigrants. Emotionally, there's these people that have come here who are migrants or whatever that have committed crimes and killed people too. So it's a two-way street. If you want to go by emotion, there's people that have died on both sides. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not here to argue with people on that. It's just the facts. Okay. I just want to keep it in facts because sometimes people go with their emotion, but they don't understand. What if I had a brother or sister who got killed by somebody?
We say unalive just because of the app is.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
you're good.
Unalive. So you understand. So I understand your point, and I'm not trying to devalidate it, but you cannot sit here and try to devalidate somebody else's pain too. It's pain on both sides.
Okay.
It really is. It really is. And I told you, I'm not for or against anything, but I want people to understand there's one way to change things. There's only one way. And it's not even with the president, to be honest with you. It's really your Congress. It's your senators. It's your House of Representatives. They have to pass the law. So if you're sitting here just trying to say a president, which yes, they play a big role in it, but and to be honest with you, the laws that are on the books, I think is what you have a problem with. Seriously. So maybe you guys need to focus on changing those laws on the book, on the
Okay,
books.
so real
Can
quick,
I
real quick.
respond real
Let
fast?
me. I think. Okay, so yes, one real quick, and then I want to get Jermaine back, and then I want to go to Crash Out. Erica, thank you so much. Athena, appreciate you, fam. Please tap the screen. We're only at 22,000 likes. We're having I think, very important and at the same time respectful discussion about immigration. You can see the headline: an appeals court greenlit Trump's administration's policy of detaining undocumented immigrants without opportunity to seek release. This applies to Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Previous administrations had let undocumented immigrants without a criminal record let them out on bond while their case was being processed. So that has been reversed in those 3 states. And so if you're undocumented in those 3 states with or without a criminal record, you will be held indefinitely while your case is being processed. Sour, thank you so much. I appreciate you, fam. Thank you. Please tap the screen. Go ahead, Swan. I know you want to respond, and then we'll go to Jermaine.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is that Chosen must have missed the part where this is now going to include undocumented migrants that don't have a criminal record, right? I'm going to be blunt with this real quick. It is very frustrating to me and mind blowing to me why you would think, right, that if we have an issue with the people that have been harmful towards undocumented migrants, the ones that have caused them physical pain or have even unalived them, why you would think that we would think that it's okay for anybody coming into the country who has a criminal record that has unalived somebody. Like, something's wrong with you if that's going to be your talking point. No one said, yes, we're all for the migrants coming in and harming people, but we are also, I think it's important that we be realistic and we don't demonize them and criminalize all of them, right? Similarly to what happens to Black people, right? Because that ends up in Black people losing their lives. I never said criminals should run free, right? Maybe just clean out your ears and follow along and track the conversation better.
Telpar, thank you, brother. All right, let's go to Jermaine, and then we'll get Crash Out. And again, Chosen, we'll keep working you in so long as folks respond to you. And then we'll go down to Gabe, and then we'll also balance the panel here out in a second. Give me a second. You ought to see quite a few people in the request to try to get you up. Jermaine, what are your thoughts? I know you want to respond to Chosen as well. Go ahead, fam.
Yes, Smitty. I really don't like the fact that Chosen tried to gaslight us on this panel, or just in general, saying that maybe we're too emotional. And try to play like this both sides. So maybe this moderate right-leaning position on immigration. Like, undocumented people, they are human beings. At the end, I don't think that's really resonating with people. They are human beings. Like, literally. These are not some toy, they're not some make-believe people. These are human beings at the end of the day, right? And they always talk about fixing the system or doing this or that, but they never call out the predatory practices that this administration or just the United States does, right? And they never talk about blockades and sanctions on these countries, going overthrowing their democratically elected leaders in other countries, taking their resources, right, and destabilizing the whole entire, especially in South America, the whole entire region. And that's why we have this of people coming to America to escape what the UN has done to their countries, right? They never seem to talk about that. They always talk about, oh, come here, do it the right way, or they're criminals or this or that, but they never talk about the criminal activity that the United States government does at the end of the day. So it's just, I don't like the gaslighting, because these are people. We have emotions. We have feelings. Why has changes happened in society? Because we have feelings and we have emotions, and we decide to act on change. So don't gaslight us and talk about, oh, we're overly emotional, because we're not. We're human beings and we care about
time, brother. Yeah, thank you for that. All right, let me go. I think I promised Crash Out next. I'll work in Ninja Mom, and then we'll go to Ablo Pacheco. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get Crash Out's opening statement. Again, Chosen, if Crash Out references you, I'll give you an opportunity. Go ahead, Crash Out. How you feeling on this, bro?
Yeah, so I think the word benefit was mentioned earlier. And if we're going to talk about benefit, and if we're talking about actual removing criminals from the streets of America, I think the last thing you would do would be release 1,500 domestic T words that about 33 of them that we have counted have committed crimes, especially against children, since they were released by the President of the United States of America. So I don't think that the right or MAGA or Trump actually cares about removing criminals from the streets when he's literally releasing rug lords and domestic T words that were violence against cops. So it can't be violence. So let's look at the financial, right? I don't think it's financially beneficial for American citizens to have to pay through DOJ lawsuits about $78 billion since 1986 involving detainment. Not just including ICE, but just DHS as a whole, because we know ICE is relatively new when it comes to actually deporting immigrants from this country. But yeah, we have $112 million lawsuit here, $92 million lawsuit there. Do you think the American people should be paying because ICE agents and federal agents don't know how to follow the law and don't know that unlawful detainment is illegal? See, this is my problem. If we were doing this by the board, if we were doing this legally, if this is all about legality, then I would have no problem deport 50 million if they're all illegal and criminal. That's not what's happening. What we're finding is the majority of people who don't have a criminal record. What we're finding that these are like grandmothers and children. What we're finding is that this is for harm. This was a part of the zero tolerance policy crafted by Stephen Miller, who is the deputy chief of staff of the president of the United States and a known white supremacist. And we're supposed to ignore that because you don't like the fact that you're seeing immigrants in your neighborhood that were brought there by Republicans.
Let me come in. Let me let Chosen address that, and then I think I promised Ninja Mom next, and then Ablo after that. So go ahead, Chosen, if you want to respond.
Okay, again, like I said, the law is the law. It doesn't matter if you didn't commit a crime. The law states that if you are not here legally, then you have every right to be deported. That's just the law. We're not sitting here saying that it's right, it's wrong, or anything else. That's the law. That's why people are getting deported. So when somebody says, oh, they're illegally deporting somebody, no, that's not the truth. The truth is the law says, no, the law specifically states that if you're here illegally, you are allowed to be deported. Also, a lot of you are sitting here saying judicial. If you know anything about immigration, immigration is solely part of the executive branch. You guys can look this up. The judges are not even actual judicial judges who issue anything about immigration. They're executive judges. Something else that you guys need to look up, because you say a lot of things but reference everything wrong. So no, when it comes to immigration, they have their own branch of government. It's all under the executive branch of government. Even the judges are under the executive branch of government. So a lot of the things that you're stating as far as legality is not accurate when it comes to legality.
Let me ask you a question, Chosen, and actually inspired from the chat, about folks who are going to their immigration hearings to continue to maintain their case or whatever it may be, and they're being detained by ICE, after they walk out of those hearings. How do you feel about that? The legality of that?
I feel that is completely wrong. I feel like that process is completely wrong. I told you I'm not either way. I'm not Republican or Democrat in either way. I feel like that specific process, what message, and even if they do have the right, this is what I want to say personally, and this is my personal opinion. This is what I differentiate from law and personal opinion. My personal opinion is, what message are you sending? If you're saying that, oh, these people are doing everything the right way, and then they're still going to be penalized for so what message are you sending? Are you sending the message that you don't want people to do it the right way? Or are you sending the message you want people to do it the right way? That's one thing that I hate about this administration, and they need to get it together as far as what message are you trying to say? Don't flip-flop from here to there, to there, to there, to there. If you see people going to court trying to do their thing and get it right and do it the right way, please respect that, give them their opportunity to do that, and then move forward from there, whatever the result is. But don't sit there and just ambush people and stuff. That to me was wrong, and that's my opinion. It's wrong. I don't know the legality of it. So I'm not going to speak on that part. I'm just going to say my opinion part. I feel
Okay.
that was insanely wrong.
Fair enough. All
Can
right.
I
Let
move
me
on quickly?
go ahead, get Crash out real quick, and then I want
Just
to
real
work
quick.
in Ninja Mom and then Ablo. Go ahead.
So my problem is you ignored the fact that the Department of Justice has paid out $70 billion in cases specifically dealing with ICE detainment to people that they wrongfully detained. That's the part that you're missing out. Like, you're acting like the system is flawless and is working perfectly when we have case after case after case of them breaking the law and paying out millions, billions of dollars to people that they should not have touched in the first place. That's what we're complaining about. It's not about removing criminals off the street because, again, he released 1,500 back on the streets. This is messaging to brown people that they don't belong, only to try to control the economy of this country, because he's literally bringing them back.
All right. Thank you, peoples. I think Crash out. Let me go to Ninja Mom, and then we'll go to Ablo. Go ahead, Ninja
Absolutely.
Mom.
So I personally live in South Louisiana, and part of the and I'm a veteran. I've served our country. Part of that is I feel embarrassed to even say that, based on how they are weaponizing our military these days. It's embarrassing to even say that you're a veteran, how they utilize us now. And part of the reason why they do what they do in Louisiana is because Louisiana has one of the highest, not to mention one of the highest amount of ICE facilities here in Louisiana. But they also have one of the highest privatized prisons in Louisiana. So obviously our governor is a bootlicker, if you want to, for lack of better words. They detain undocumented immigrants. It has been proven that they have 90% have no criminal record. And every time somebody says undocumented people do this or do that, I turn around and ask, what has undocumented immigrants done to you personally? What are they taking away from you? What have they done to you? If you can't answer that question, then stop being so hateful.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ninja Mom. I appreciate that. Let's go to Ablo. Ablo, what do you think about this appeals court ruling? What do you think about undocumented immigrants overall being detained potentially without being let go if they don't have a criminal record? What do you think?
For starters, thank you for allowing me up here. I appreciate that. And Chosen, real quick, I agree with what you're saying. The ruling basically says what we already knew since the Reagan era. Let's just be honest. And a gentleman, I don't know if it was Chosen or somebody else, quoted the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which was a part of a group of laws known as the Alien and Sedition Acts. And so the thing is I might agree with the decision, but in context, I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing in spirit, like a lot of other people said. The problem, however, I live in South Texas. The problem is at least where I'm at, Houston and southward, you have a lot of people that are here as undocumented people, and they have, in Spanish, they call it antecedentes penales. They have criminal records. And the problem is they might not have a criminal record here in the United States, but they have a horrible criminal record in their home country. And we've seen in my job where they'll come up and we'll do their application, and the United States, for example, will ask for their records from Mexico. The Mexican AFI, they're actually sharing their records with the FBI here. And so then we're having to explain to their families, you have this, you have that, you have the other. And some of those crimes, believe it or not, make you ineligible for anything. So you could apply for asylum here in the United States. However, if you have a criminal record that makes you an aggravated felon, for example, if you've committed a crime involving moral turpitude, if you're a domestic abuser, then at that point your case gets dismissed. 3 points in a prayer, out you go. And those type of people, I'll be quite honest, we need to be rounding up because, we already have our own problems here. We don't want to add to them. And you guys are all aware of what happened in Washington, D.C., on Thanksgiving.
However, real quick, Ablo, just to
I'm sorry.
just for context. No, Totally fine. Been very respectful. Let me just ask you a question from the chat. TLA says, "What's the percentage of folks that you see?" Sounds like you have a lot of experience in this. What's the percentage of folks that do have these criminal records in the countries that they're immigrating from? What would you say roughly? What would you say?
Well, the case studies are low. Anecdotally, it's high, but anecdotally, the problem is nobody's sharing that they've done something either here in the U.S. or out of the country, and then it comes back and it surprises everybody on the back end. So I don't know the percentages. I think the lovely young woman mentioned the Cato study. The Cato study, it's actually pretty low, though the percentages are pretty low from what I understand. From what I'm looking at as I skim as I skim what they're talking about, rather. However, going back to what I was saying, what Chosen, I think his name is, I can't see his full name. Mm-hmm. What he said is spot on. The problem with this ruling is you have somebody like Stephen Miller. I wouldn't say he's a white supremacist per se, but what I will say is the spirit of the law, I don't think he's following properly, and that's going to cost the Republicans dearly. The other problem is you're rounding up everybody and you're playing what I call this game of whack-a-mole. So instead of hunting for somebody from, let's say, Iran that has a bioweapon or that has worked with bioweapons that got away in the United States without documents, and we know that he's here, you're looking for everybody. And if you just happen to find Maria on the street corner selling gorditas and tamales, you're going to go ahead and grab her. I don't think that that's actually good. And the other thing, like I mentioned, is she might actually have a basis. As I've mentioned in the chat as a final thought, I think that you have to look at it with two fundamental questions. Number one, do you have documents? In other words, are you here or are you an illegal alien? That's the statutory term. Or number two, if the answer is yes to number one, do you have a basis for being here? Is your employer applying for you and sponsoring for you to remain in the United States legally? They can do that. Do you have a family member, a spouse, a son, a parent that's petitioning for you? You know, the family petitions. If yes, then why the heck? If yes, then why the heck are we rounding them up? And if you don't,
can we stop saying rounding them up? That's disgusting. Please stop saying rounding them up.
So
if I can finish,
stop. They're human beings. That's disgusting, man.
If I can finish,
that's pissing me off.
I understand.
Just a quick thing, Ablo. I just dropped the link to the Cato study. $14.5 trillion is not a little bit. I just want to let you know. Immigrants, from $14.5 trillion from immigrants. Come on, dude. That's not a little bit, my friend.
Real quick. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So I don't know if you could land a plane like in another 10 seconds, that would be good. 10, 15 seconds.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was going to do. The thing is if you're rounding up Marias on the corner and they have a basis for being in the United States, then I don't think that they should be. I don't think that they should be arrested and sent to an immigration facility. And I think that it's really easy to separate the people that have a basis or that are in the process of being petitioned versus your criminals. You can tell the difference, if that makes any sense. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to, let's go to Swan. I know Swan wanted to come in. And then, what's that?
I was saying my hand's up too.
Oh, okay. Crush out. All right, let me go to Swan. Did he drop? Oh, I guess he did drop. Okay. Swan, you're on mute, fam, if you're speaking.
Sorry, Smitty. I stepped away briefly. I was just
oh, okay.
Well, yeah, sorry. I stepped away.
Did you need more time? You want me to go to somebody else?
Yeah, you can go to somebody else, then I'll come in after.
Okay. All right, Jermaine, go ahead, Jermaine. And then I'm actually, yeah, go ahead, Jermaine. 2 minutes, and then we'll pop up to Crash Out, and then we'll go to the show.
All right, thank you, brother. Smitty, this is how they think. This is what they think of undocumented people. This is what they think. It's hateful. It's disgusting. Roundup. He's saying roundup. He's saying roundup like there's. And this is why we talk about ICE and we're comparing them to slave patrols, right? Roundup, because that's what they were doing when enslaved people were escaping slavery. They were rounding them up. This is what they think of. It's just hateful. It's disgusting. Like they view them as less than human beings. And law is subjective. This is the same system that said segregation was okay. This is the same system that says slavery was okay and still is okay on the plantations, even in labor and working, right? Slave wages. This is the same system that said Jim Crow is okay. This is the same system before the Violence Against Women Act that said that was okay. The law is subjective. The laws that this country put in place are always to dehumanize and put the working class people at an advantage, especially black and brown people. Like, I hate when people try to use the law to try to justify their talking points, because this is the same law that said discriminatory stuff was okay. Like, these people they have no idea what they literally sound like white supremacists. The law. I mean, it's that same tone, the law. But the same law that says some of these inhumane, illegal things are okay is going in other countries and unaliving their leaders against the law, right?
Okay.
The law,
plantation slave wages against the law.
Hold on, Uncle Paul, I'm coming to you.
Like, you sound dumb as hell.
Hey, don't interrupt me, man.
Hold on, y'all, real quick.
You sound crazy by saying the law is
You
not
sound
supposed to be
ignorant as hell.
respected.
Hold on, y'all, real quick.
The law is the land.
Hold on, Uncle Paul, real quick. I'm gonna come to you. Just give me a second. Yeah. Oh, you good. Give me a second. I got you. Let's see. You're gonna be probably number 2 or 3. I'll come to you. I'll get you an open statement. All right. Let me make sure, Jermaine, were you done? You had another 15, 20 seconds if you wanted, Jermaine.
I mean, I was done on that. Like, they always use the law as their advantage. But I'm done anyways, man.
Okay.
You can go whoever says something.
All right. Swan, are you ready, or do you want me to go to Crash Out?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, so Stephen Miller is definitely YT supremacist. I'm more so a white nationalist. He's got very white supremacist views. I think that, like, when we talk about his views on immigration, when we talk about just things that he's done in the past, the Southern Poverty Law Center released over 900 emails that he sent to Breitbart News in 2015, 2016, showed him promoting white nationalist websites, literature, and ideologies. In these emails, he recommended promoting the book Camp of the Saints, a 1973 novel popular in white nationalist circles that depicts the end of Western civilization due to immigration. So the person that was up here saying that Stephen Miller is not a white supremacist, you are wrong. The proof exists, right? Again, in these emails, he recommended promoting the book Camp of the Saints, a 1973 novel popular in white nationalist circles that depicts the end of Western civilization due to immigration. That's also why he was using language and saying things, right? Like, rounding him up. Like, he's clearly a white supremacist. So I just wanted to make sure we corrected that. But I'll just land there for that.
Yeah, thank you, Swan. All right, let me go.
Obviously, he was Spanish, and you called a Spanish person a white supremacist?
Yeah, because Spanish people from Spain are white. The reason why the countries in Latin America speak Spanish is because white people, Spain, they went and colonized them. I have ancestors that are from Spain. They are white people. Are you okay?
He was not from Spain.
Real quick, y'all.
He was not from Spain.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Let's let Chosen respond. Then we're gonna go to Crash Out, and then we'll go to Uncle Paul after that. So, okay. So, Chosen, I'll give you a minute. Crash, I'll give you a minute. Uncle Paul, I'll give you a minute.
I'm Spanish.
Man,
I'm Spanish, so I can speak on this.
I am as well. I am as well. Thank you very much.
Victimhood is getting tiring.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, real quick. Apparently, y'all are new here. This is Smitty.
I've been on this for 48 years. Ain't nobody new here, but this victimhood is getting tiring.
Excuse me. Then you don't need to be up here. Okay? This is his house. It's not a daycare. The host is not going to keep reminding y'all to stop interrupting. Period, point blank. Listen, if you don't have the emotional bandwidth or the capacity to engage and have a thoughtful conversation, then stay in the damn chat and stay on mute. It's not that hard, people. People who have different abilities with hearing, they can't hear. They can't listen into the information because everybody keeps cutting everybody off.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, Chosen, you got a minute to respond. Crash, I'll give you a minute after. Go ahead, Chosen.
No, there really wasn't a response to it, honestly. I'm just, obviously, he was Spanish. Definitely, he was from either Central America or above. And that's given. If you're Spanish, you should know that. But I'm just saying that to say that he's not from Spain. And if he's using terminology that you would hear in Texas because of farming, but yeah, it's still disrespectful. What I was responding to was somebody saying that, why are we using the law? That doesn't make any sense. The only way to change things is by using the law. I mean, I'm also black. The reason why Brown versus Board of Education happened and the end of segregation happened because we used the law. So you can't say, oh, I don't want to use the law with this one, but then you want to take all the law's benefits when it benefits you. You got to pick a side. And that, to me, is like the same philosophy that I just said before with the other thing with ICE. Like, you have to pick a side. You have to say, yo, we're going this way with it. You can't flip-flop from saying, oh, we want to use the law, and the next, nah, it doesn't work for me right now. I don't need to use it.
All right. Thank you, Chosen. Swan, I think you flagged for misinformation. I'll give you a minute, and then Crash Out coming to you next. I just want to address what folks feel like is misinformation from Chosen. Go ahead, Swan.
Yeah. So I'm just so confused. Okay, so when we talk about the term Hispanic, and y'all know Carolina explains it all the time. Me being a Puerto Rican woman, I would know as well, right? So that term really was created and used for people who are white, right? Coming from a Spanish-speaking country. I know that now most people view it as a term that describes a person who comes from a Spanish-speaking country, period, right? You can be, you're white and you're Hispanic. There's another term that we more so will use, right, for people who are from Latin America, and that would be Latino. But one refers to language, the other one refers to region. It is not a racial category, right? When we talk about the concept of whiteness, Spain most definitely participated, right, in spreading white supremacy throughout the globe. This is why damn near all of South America speaks Spanish, because Spain was there. They colonized them. Originally, it was people who were indigenous to the land. You don't know what you're talking about. You're incorrect. You're factually incorrect. And what happened with that law, like you were saying before about, well, I think you were wrong with when you talked about desegregation of schools. But there are other laws that have been harmful too. I'll end there.
Thank you, Swan. All right, let's go to Crash Out, and then we'll get into Michelle's opening comment. Crash Out, go ahead. 1 minute, fam.
So real quickly, I just want to play a quick post from Stephen Miller, who is the chief deputy staff of the President of the United States of America.
America First Legal is leading the charge against racism, targeting white, straight men in America. Woke corporations around the country want to penalize their fellow citizens simply because they do not fulfill the illegal quotas of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are filing lawsuits against some of America's largest corporations like Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, Progressive Insurance, Amazon, and universities like NYU for this alleged discrimination against white men in America.
So as you see, he's talking about white men in America, not discrimination against Americans in America, just white straight men. That would be the definition of superiority, which would make him a white supremacist. Again, this is the author of the zero tolerance policy, who he literally said that the purpose of the zero tolerance policy was to be a deterrent. It has nothing to do with legality. Has nothing to do with doing it the right way. It's supposed to be a deterrent, meaning that you are willing to do things outside of the preview of law in order to deter people from coming to this country, which that's what they're doing right now.
Your time with that. All right. Thank you for that. We're going to go to Nichelle, and then we'll work in Mermaid, and then I'm going to shrink the panel just a little bit, and then we'll continue the discussion. If you more so align, Chosen is really kind of coming from it from I would say more so legal perspective. But if you agree with this ruling that allows the Trump administration to detain undocumented immigrants in Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi, to detain them and not let them have a bond, let me know and request. Put a 1 if you're in the request, or if you just more so agree with the Trump administration's policy in regards to undocumented immigrants overall. Put a 1 in the comments if you're in the request. I'll try to get you up to balance the panel. Let me go to Nichelle. Nichelle, 2 minutes, and then we'll go to Mermaid, 2 minutes.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Ming, my baby girl's in the chat. Let's talk about the legal part of it. So a divided federal appeals court, as we know, has ruled in favor of the Trump administration's policy of detaining millions of undocumented immigrants, even those who have been living in the U.S. for decades without the opportunity to challenge their detention. So analysts are looking at this as a huge win for Trump. I just want to point out, though, this was a 2-1 ruling from the conservative 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, and that matters, right? There's a reason after the 3,000 cases in dozen of federal courts that the administration decided to go with the 5th Circuit. And this only applies, Smitty, to, what did I read? Texas, Louisiana,
Mississippi.
and Mississippi, right? So there 1000% is a racial vengeful kind of component to this. This was strategy. And before I forget, as we are approaching or in the middle of an election here, elections have consequences. This is what we mean when we say elections have consequences, right? This is a very, very conservative, right-leaning appeals court. They're known for this, right? So you're not just voting for the top of the ticket, you're voting for everything that comes underneath it. And I think that's really, really interesting. That the fact from a legal perspective that you have the opportunity or a situation where you could be detained and not be able to get bond, that is huge, Smitty. I think people are really kind of missing that. Now, different analysis are saying that, hey, just because you didn't take advantage of the law, that's not Trump's fault. But we're about to see a ramp up of people being detained without an opportunity to bond out. And I think everybody should be concerned about that.
Thank you, Nichelle. We're going to go to Mermaid. Mermaid, so good to have you, fam. I'm so happy you made it. Your thoughts on what's going on with this ruling?
Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone on the panel. I have been listening in for a little while. My thoughts are it's just adding more harm to the harm that is already done. They are not, this administration doesn't really care about deportations, and we've seen that off of the statistics and the data that's come out from DHS. This administration cares about incarcerating people because they are able to make money off of it. The prison industrial system has made money forever, and they want to continue that. The more bodies that they have inside of these jails that are not able to get out, the more money that they are able to make. Setting this is actually a precedent that is terrifying in and of itself, because if this feeds out into other places, it will make more harm than it would do any good. Whenever the government is allowed to keep you incarcerated somewhere without any way to get out, that is where things start to get very tricky. And I'm kind of curbing my words in this country, in this conversation, but that's when things get very tricky. Not only just that, we have seen that this administration does not care about undocumented immigrants. They care about getting anyone who is opposition to what it is their motive is. And so it may say undocumented immigrants right now, but clearly the ICE agency does not care about whom they are picking up, who they are detaining, or who they are incarcerating. So at any point in time, American citizens can be picked up by these people. And we've seen from videos, we've seen from different videos and content that we've seen that people will scream that they are American citizens and they just do not care. So this is something that we all should be looking at.
Appreciate that. I agree. Let me go to Dirk. Dirk, what are your thoughts on this ruling, and how do you feel about what's going on with undocumented immigrants? What do you think?
Well, first off, this is Dirk here. I really appreciate you bringing me up. This is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. This is great. Well, I will say that this is yet another Trump W, as usual. The Donald doesn't stop winning, which is why he won in an overwhelming landslide in the 2024 election, winning all 7 swing states, winning the popular vote for the first time in decades for a Republican. But yeah, I mean, Donald Trump won on his immigration policy and deportation policy. The American people want these sickos gone from our country. We don't want them anymore. We don't need them anymore. We don't necessarily care where they go as long as they go home. And I think this is a fantastic ruling to ensure that illegals no longer have the judicial system to bail them out and let them get away scot-free. This ruling makes a loud message to all of these illegals in our country that no, even though you broke the law, you're going to have to actually pay this time. You're not going to get let off scot-free.
Yeah,
well, I have a minute and 4 seconds left, don't I?
No, you do.
Okay.
We just refer
all right,
to
so you're going to give me another couple minutes if I...
Go ahead. So we just refer to those folks as undocumented. That's the only rule I got. You can have whatever opinion you want. Just we refer to them as undocumented. Go ahead.
quote unquote undocumented people have to go. The American people don't want them. If you want a more humane way to go, you could go to dhs.gov/CBP home. You can actually get paid to go back to where you come from. You could get $3,600 to go back home. If you want a more humane way to go home, if you don't want to get detained, if you don't want to get locked up and stuck in jail with a bunch of thugs, you can go to dhs.gov/CBP home to get $3,600 to get sent back to where you came from. That's my message. The Trump administration pushed for that app. Most humane way to get deported in the history of our country.
All right. Let me go down to Jermaine. Go ahead, Jermaine. You got, I'll give you 2 minutes.
We literally have a white supremacist on this panel. Look at it. He represents the very foundation and what this country believes in and what they want to do. He is a little white supremacist at the end of the day. There's no debating with him. There's no arguing with him. I'm not even gonna attempt to. I don't want to. But he's the kind of people that don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. Let me talk. Really. It's not even worth the engagement because these are the people with this psychopathic mindset, right? He is what ICE. He probably gonna join ICE one day. He probably wants to. He probably just doesn't. Probably got denied an application. You know what I'm saying? So, like at the end of the day, Smitty, his rhetoric, his talking points represents the foundation and the rhetoric that this administration wants and wants to try to do. So I'm not even really gonna respond to him. So again, like we talk about the South, Smitty, like these laws. What was it? Louisiana? What was the other states?
Mississippi and Texas.
Right. And they're in the South and by no design, right, Smitty? Because the judges tend to have more harsher and stricter immigration policies, right? Because they cooperate with the government there, because a lot of governors in the South are Republicans. We look at the private prison system and the economic that they want to do, and over the private prison system that they want to do, which is why they're building more ICE facilities in the South, because they want to make more money and profit off of bodies, of black and brown bodies, right? And so even the isolation, these detention centers are going to be in rural areas where they're not in suburban neighborhoods or nowhere near the city, because they don't want people going down there and going and agitating and drawing large amounts of people to protest these things. Like here in Georgia, Smitty, like there's a few that are in the deep south of Georgia, literally like 2-3 hours away from Atlanta. And it's all by design because they don't want people agitating and protesting. And even at these facilities, Smitty, here in the South in Georgia, the entrance is far away from the actual building. It's literally like a maze just to get to the building. So it's all by design.
You're on time, brother. Hey, I'm gonna swap you out, but I'm trying to bring you back up, Jermaine. I appreciate you, fam.
All right, thank you.
That was 2 minutes of nothing. He admitted he has no argument.
You're a white supremacist.
Easy W. Common Dirk W.
Hold on, Dirk. I'm gonna come back to you, Dirk. Give me a second. If they reference you, I'll bring you back in, Dirk. Give me 1 second. Let me go to let's go to Mermaid. And Andy, once again, Andy is on fire, y'all. Appreciate you, brother. Let me go to Mermaid.
Andy, thank you so much.
You want to come in?
Yeah, I'm going to be quick. I just wanted to correct a few of the misinformation that Dirk was saying. For one, it's not $3,600. It's $2,600 that the CPB app is giving to undocumented people who would like to self-deport. Secondly, you had said a lot. It was kind of silly. Secondly, this administration does not actually care about deportation numbers, right? When you were speaking, actually, I brought this up. By the statistics and the data, Donald Trump's deportations numbers from when he got into office to now is low, comparatively low to past presidents who were saying that they were doing mass deportation. So for this to be in such mass, it absolutely is not. It's more about incarceration, which would then be your tax dollars paying to have these people in these prisons and staying here because they're not actually being deported. So if you're going to talk about mass deportation and wanting to get people up out of here, then you would have to actually go off of the numbers, which those numbers do not actually give that you would like. And then last,
so you're saying we're not deporting enough? Is that what you're saying? I agree. We got to ramp up
the account. I'm sorry, it was too many people talking to me at one time.
Yeah. Hold on, Dirk. I'm coming to you next, Dirk. She did reference you, so I'll give you a minute once Mermaid is finished. Go ahead, Mermaid.
And then the last thing is the deportation is for, you said that we should get these nasty criminals and these bad people up out of the country, but you would have to actually look within. You can't really say that you want to get criminals up out the country if you're not going to get the criminal out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Majority of the crimes are from right there. I land my plane though.
Thank you, Mermaid. Appreciate
Well, that
you.
was fantastic.
All right, go ahead, Dirk.
Mermaid.
You got 1 minute. Go ahead.
That was absolutely fantastic, Mermaid. I'm actually glad we found common ground. You and I both want to ramp up those deportation numbers. Right now, we're at 1.6 million in Trump's first year of his second administration. Just like you, I want those numbers to go up. I think we need to, we had more than 20 million enter under Joe the Autoped Biden administration. And I think 1.6 million, while it's fantastic in this first year, you and I both want that number to go up even more. I want us to, hopefully by the end of this administration, reach around 20 million deportations. Even though that won't get rid of all of them, that'll get rid of a large percentage of them, which will indicate Trump being an absolutely fantastic president in terms of immigration and customs enforcement. So I think I'm glad we found common ground. You and I both want to ramp up deportation numbers. I agree. I wasn't expecting.
You're on time. All right, let me go to Crash Out, brother. I do gotta let you go. So if there's anything else you want to say, then I want to go to Swan. But let me give you 2 minutes since I am letting you go. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah, I just want to know, what website do American citizens go to when they're literally sleeping in their beds and ICE agents and DHS agents break into their homes and drag them out and hogtie them and destroy all of their property and then leave them outside for hours? What website do American citizens and actual legal residents of this country who came here the right way or were born here the right way, what website do we go to? Because I don't know. Because I don't think the people in Chicago that went through that, even the black Trump supporter that got detained, I don't think he signed up for that part of the immigration policy. Again, you pointed out a major thing. You said, well, if you don't want this to happen to you, then go this way. That literally proves my point that I said about Stephen Miller and his zero tolerance policy, that it was meant as a deterrent. You don't care about legality. You don't care if they're breaking the law to do the thing that you visually want to see, which is people being dragged out and put into trucks. You don't care how they get there. You just want to see it. And that proves the point that this is a white supremacist movement, and it's all monetary, and it has nothing to do with the actual legality of what they're doing. You just want to see a WWE fight, and you're getting your entertainment for it. Thanks for having me up, Smitty.
All right. Thank you, brother. As always, you're always welcome. All right. Let me go to Swan, and then we'll get James's opening statement, and then we'll try to work in the show. But if anybody does mention Dirk, I'm going to give Dirk time to respond. So go ahead, Swan. You got 2 minutes, fam.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it at the beginning, Smitty, or anybody else listening in, but one of the first terms that Dirk used to discuss migrants was sickos. Then he kept on saying illegals had to be reminded repeatedly, right, to say undocumented migrants or undocumented immigrants. And then when he did finally use the terminology, and change it, he said these quote unquote undocumented immigrants. Then right before he finished speaking, he called them thugs. Okay, he called them thugs. It clearly racism, 100% blatant racism, right? That's number one. Number two, I will never for the life of me understand why y'all have so much smoke for undocumented migrants who've done nothing wrong. Like I said before, I would be safer living amongst undocumented migrants than I would be living amongst white men who hold the highest numbers when it comes to family annihilations. Plus, they want to take out the dog and dry up the goldfish. They have the highest number of CSAM conviction rates, right? They have the first of all, let's get into these files. Okay, let's get into these files, right? Because all these people that are supposed to be holding others accountable for wrongdoings here in the United States have been doing the shit themselves. I'm sorry, Smitty. They've been doing it themselves, and they have no oversight. So he is pedestalizing this barbaric, animalistic, inhumane, white supremacist, white nationalist behavior. And he's going to speak right after me. And I just want everybody to pay close attention to what he says. I'm not up here to convince him of anything. He's just going to expose himself. He's going to prove me right while he speaks during his 2 minutes. And no, I don't agree with anything that you have to say, Dirk. I want you to hold white men accountable for their crimes, for them being thugs, for them being sickos, and for them being animals.
All right, thank you, Swan.
That was
Dirk.
absolutely fantastic. You spoke with such passion and such belief in your voice. It's almost like I believe that you believe what you're saying. So you say you would want to live around all these illegals. I welcome you to move to Aurora, Colorado,
Undocumented.
into the apartment complex run by Tren de Aragua. I welcome that. Why don't you go over there? I think the rents there are fairly cheap. I think they'll welcome you with open arms. I think, all of these communities full of illegals will welcome you. They'll take your money. They'll.
Goodbye. All right, and we're gonna go to who was next? I think James was next. Go ahead, James. Go ahead, brother. 2 minutes. Opening comment.
Good morning.
I can't today. So
good morning.
Go ahead.
So clearly, Trump has done one thing well. He's had the Klan members to take the pillowcases off of their head and to show their faces, and we need to be taking notes because clearly they have now been emboldened by a person that has sensationalized and made popular racism and bigotry in public again. Moreover, I think it's important to go back to something Nichelle said. Nichelle said elections have consequences, particularly as it comes to the court. Many people do not understand how the appointment of federal court judges work, but they typically arise from a candidate that can get past the blue slip in a state. So in Texas, for example, you have Ted Vacation Cruz and other old boy that are not going to give a slip to an appellate court judge that they don't like and does not peddle in bigotry. So election does have consequences, right? Like if you don't engage in the electoral process, it is not going to stop the harm from spreading. That is why you see in California more liberal rulings, and in the South, you see more conservative rulings because people have to get past the Senate blue slip. I think it is also important to just kind of note that Dirk and people like him love to invite people to go places like back home when they don't know where their home is because they came off of a disease-ridden boat from the middle of nowhere and engaged in spreading disease and famine throughout the world. Let's be clear that people like him engage in harm for harm's sake. Finally, I'm going to say this because I the last couple of times I've been up here, I've seen the same argument. If you don't want to vote, go for it. I don't give a shit anymore. But don't ask me to be in solidarity when you can't do the basic floor of engaging in our electoral process.
Thank you, James. All right, real quick. Somebody was asking why Dirk was dropped when, the platform wants to hear from both sides. Dirk repeatedly broke the rules of the live. I only have maybe 3 or 4. Which is we refer to these folks as undocumented. It's really easy. It doesn't change your argument if you for mass deportation. Just use undocumented, right? It's a literal adjective. Just use the word. It's really simple. But no human is illegal. Period. We don't debate that here. We're not debating that. You want to debate more folks being deported? Okay, fine. But we're not debating that part of it. Let me go to, let's see, Nichelle, I think you've had the longest time. Then we'll go to Chosen. Chosen, I'll get you in. And then I'm looking for one person that does more so agree with this decision. I'll get you up. We just ask for you to be respectful. That's it. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah, to that point about that was, I'm sorry, that was a little bit triggering about, why was he dropped? Because it's his house and because he can. Right. I think James talks about this a lot about how much energy, right, we give to a quote, and I'm air quoting here, opposing opinions. Right. It's his house and he can. And here's the thing. Why don't we bring decorum back? Why don't we bring, the idea of not being a racist a-hole back? Right. And fire doesn't burn without oxygen. If you give it more oxygen, it burns. Like I listen, imagine what the world would be like if we just didn't give them any voice. They're able to come up on platforms because of people like Smitty, because of all the amazing content creators. We choose to bring those people up. I'm not saying this is not a critique against bringing up, opposition till we have a balanced conversation. But when the balanced conversation turns into platforming people who are rude and mean and disrespectful, like, we need to check our own selves as to why we think that's entertaining. Like, I'm sick and tired of scrolling through and going on all these posts and people trying to justify, especially, Smitty, with our own community, right? Justifying the harm toward Black and brown people in this country whose statuses are in question right now. The number of people that are supporting this. We need to check yourself as to why you wanted somebody like Dirk to be even up here. We're normalizing this. We need to get back to normalizing decorum and having couth and being good and right. I'm sorry, that just triggered me. Sorry.
You good, fam. All right, thank you. Let me go back up to Chosen. Go to Chosen, 2 minutes. And again, put a 1 in the comments if you more so agree with this appellate court decision that will impact undocumented immigrants in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. They will not be released on bond if they have no criminal record. That is basically the gist of the decision for those 3 states. If you're in the requests, and again, I'll ask you just to follow my little 3 or 4 rules, and you'll have an opportunity to speak. Go
Michelle,
ahead,
I totally agree with you. At the same time, I wanted to speak to Dirk too, because I just wanted to kind of embarrass him, but that would have been fun.
But that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That's part of the problem.
It's not. No, I like that you did say that, but sometimes, you have to show people how foolish they are, and their opinion doesn't make any sense. And the only way you do that sometimes is engaging. I understand your point. I'm not saying your point is wrong in any way. I'm just saying that there's always going to be these type of people in the world. And if they're either ignored or never engaged, they get their message to the people they want to get their message to. I mean, that's what they do. They have their own circle. But sometimes when you can just poke so many holes in their story, it kind of gives them no real way to talk about the same thing in the future because the holes have been poked. So we kind of know, like, okay, you're kind of foolish, and we know what you're saying is foolish, and you're really coming out with some crazy rhetoric. And no matter who you support, I don't think you support his logic. You know what I mean? No matter which way you was going with this conversation about who you were into. And sometimes you have to show, like, yo, listen, look, this is the extreme side, and you need to see them for who they are. I know it's not appeasing, but we do have to really see them for who they are in the moment. So when they come up with these different arguments or whatever, we have the talking points to show truth. And I think sometimes our job is to show truth. I just want to say that. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Chosen. Swan, did you get an opportunity to speak?
Well, now that Chosen is back up, I do have a question about. So I want to know, Chosen, what law were you speaking on? You had made a point earlier, and you said, I can't remember what it was, but what law were you talking about? Oh, you compared it to Brown versus Board of Education, the court ruling that desegregated schools that took place in 1954. What law were you talking about when you were making that comparison?
Oh, that wasn't to you. That was to, I forgot his name. It started with a J. He said, anytime people argue, they always want to bring up law. And I'm like, we have to bring up law because, you can't use law in one instance. Like,
So sorry.
So no. Oh, the law that I was talking about with immigration. Yes. Oh, the 1798 Act, Aliens Act, which is, so basically what happened was this. Trump has been getting blocked on so many different things, right? But when he became president this time, I don't know who he has around him. They're lawyers, obviously, and they've been finding every single loophole there is. And they've been using it, and he's been actually winning most of his cases because of it. So that was the specific loophole in case they used from there. And that's all the way back from 1798. which is an Aliens Act. So that's something that was issued also during World War II when they used to lock up communists. If you
Sorry,
even
Chelsea,
said
you
you were a
kind of taking over my
communist.
time. I was just trying to ask you a question. Just a couple questions. Okay. So, but wait a minute. So I'm trying to understand, how does this apply to what we're talking about right now? Just give like a brief explanation if you can.
So it gave the power and authority for the president to consider people that are not from here as enemies of war.
You talking about the Alien Enemies Act?
Correct.
Does it take away 8 USC 1158?
And I wouldn't know.
I'm sorry?
And I wouldn't know the penal code exactly.
You don't know? Okay, I'll just lay there for now. I saw James's hand go up. I'm sure he wants to address it.
All right. I think James wants to come back in. I think Mermaid wants to come back in too. We'll give both of y'all a minute, and then we'll go up to King Money for 2 minutes. Go ahead, James.
Chosen, who are we at war with?
No. I wasn't talking about you when I said somebody with a
No,
J
no,
before
that's
you
not what
even
I
came
asked. I
up.
said, who are we at war with?
I don't think you understood what I said.
No,
What
I
I
actually
said
did.
was that he has lawyers
Okay. All right.
now
Thank
on his
you. You're not
second
answering my
term
question.
who
I'm done.
find
Reclaiming my
loopholes.
time. Reclaiming my time. Thank you. The Alien Sedition and Sedition Acts, which are 4 laws, the one that you particularly reference here is when we are at war. It literally is about when we are at war, which is why I asked who we are at war with. I hear you saying that.
Okay, can I give an
No, I'm
example?
not done. No, I'm
Hold
not
on. I'll
interested
come to you,
anymore.
Chosen. Let me let James land his plane. Go ahead.
I'm not interested anymore. You're not answering anybody's questions. You're answering the ones you make up in your head. Nonetheless, that particular law, which is part of 4 laws called the Aliens and Sedition Act, that one is directly related to when we are at war. So I asked you who we are at war with. Because a court finds something does not mean that the court is not in error. Dred Scott being a prime example. Okay? So when you start talking about laws, you need to know the parts of that law that control how they operate, which is why Swan gladly brought up not the penal code, because we don't have a penal code, but the U.S. federal code. Okay?
Thank you, James. All right, let me go real quick. I think that was just kind of James's statement, so I'm gonna go straight to Mermaid 1 minute, and then King Money 2 minutes, Tailpipe 2 minutes. Mermaid fam, we can't hear you if you're speaking. Can y'all hear Mermaid? Is it just me?
I can't hear her.
Okay.
Mermaid sis, if you're speaking, you're on mute. She was having trouble with the app the other day. We may have to come back to her today.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I will come. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's try it now. Did that work, Mermaid? Oh, all right, she probably come back. All right, let me go then to King Money 2 minutes, Tailpipe 2 minutes.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
What's going on, man? What are your thoughts?
All good. I see you got some over there. Is this the appeal court, Greenlight Trump administration to detain immigrants? I think that's the best move ever. I think Trump is the best president.
Okay. Do you think that undocumented immigrants that have not committed any crimes, do you think they should be let out on bond while their case is being processed, or do you agree with the decision that they should be detained in these 3 states? What do you think, King Money?
Well, in that means that's kind of a little bit different, right? The immigrants that comes here that actually want to work honest bread and make honest money for their family, I think those people should stay. But when it comes to cartels and the legal aliens that came from El Salvador and from Venezuela, those are criminals, and there's no way hiding it. I mean, you could check in Chicago. These guys went in Chicago and take over people's houses and think it's theirs. And second of all, cartels is spending money against ICE. They say 50,000 on the head. Anyone who can unalive ICE get 50 grand. I mean, these are actually alien into America that came to fight against us. They don't like us. There's nothing about these people liking us. So to me, activate that Alien Act is one of the best thing Donald Trump could do right now, because we don't know who's in this country. For example, Biden administration let through at least 5 or 10 million people came to America without any documents. We don't know who they are.
Well, real quick, King Money, where you get this thing that you said where there's bounty on ICE agents, 50K or whatever it may be? Where you getting that info?
I can show you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, cartel.
Okay. Let's address that piece of it, and then while you're pulling it up, let me go to Tailpipe. I'll give you another opportunity though, man. All right. All right. Let's go to Tailpipe. Tailpipe, 2 minutes. Go ahead, man.
Hey, Smitty, you could drop me after. I'm more so listening. I'm actually working right now.
Okay.
So you have a background in finance indirectly or directly because of the world that you're in, because of insurance, right? I think people really need to understand and I think Covey will agree with me with this in terms of and again, I'm a Republican. So for the people in the panel, I own 2 different companies and very much functioning within the capitalist system. This is all about that. This is a Wall Street power grab. The consequences of these immigration laws, the goal is to bankrupt Social Security. Smitty, you understand and know Social Security, because you're life and health certified, it is an insurance policy, essentially. If you remove the migrants or the undocumented workers or the illegals, as these people like to call them, you will effectively destroy Social Security. Almost 10 to 15% of Social Security is funded by undocumented workers who will never see a benefit from it. When you remove them from the system, you effectively are punishing many of your grandpappies that are in the South that hold on to the vestiges of racism, that are toothless and don't want health care. You're removing money from their pockets. So if you have any vested interest in your own personal life, you would not be for this type of policy at all whatsoever. As far as the laws are concerned, and this is why it was so important at the time, Chris Hedges, and I implore everyone to look him up. He wrote an amazing book called American Fascists a while back, over a decade now, and we're currently living through that now. You could YouTube his speeches. Chris Hedges sued Obama under the NDAA 2014 Section 1021, to be specific. It allowed the U.S. government to illegally detain or to detain people without charge and hold them and void habeas corpus, essentially. Okay? It didn't fully repeal posse comitatus. However, it massively hurt it. So the laws that benefit all of us, it hurt it. When you look at the 2001 AUMF, which underpins everything that Trump is doing, he has the ability to name or designate people as foreign terrorists or even domestic terrorists. At that point in time, because the Congress has voided their responsibility, they have now put that power into the hands of essentially the dictator or the king. And this country was broken off the back that they did not want a king in office. So the Congress, both sides of the houses, Democrat and Republican, are complicit in this. It just so happens to be they're the same ones fucking kids. And I don't understand how anybody, I don't care what your political belief is, how you can support somebody that is literally guilty and like charged already in separate cases and is covering right now for those very same people. No law, no level of justice that he could apply can ever be moral. And you are morally bankrupt for supporting him.
Thank you, Tailpipe. Thank you for coming up. I'll give you a little extra time because I know you're going to drop.
No worries. I'm all done. But good to see you all.
Yeah, likewise, man. All right, let's go to Swan. We're almost at our live goal. We just need 2 more money guns. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting live the way you do. Much love. We're at 110, roughly 1,000 likes. Let's get the likes up, please, if we can. I think this discussion is really, really important, especially this decision that's come through from the Fifth Circuit Court, which basically allows the Trump administration the ability to detain undocumented immigrants without any opportunity for them to seek release. This applies to, thank you, Sauer, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And And again, typically what's happened in prior administrations is that undocumented immigrants without a criminal record were released on bond while their case was being played out. This decision in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi now basically says that they're going to now keep those folks. Thank you for that as well. Appreciate you. Without the opportunity to seek release. So it's a really big deal. Swan, go ahead, fam.
Can you come right back to me, Spindy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let
We're
one
good.
then come back to me.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go to the show.
Well, where are those stats, King Money?
You want to let King Money come back in? Yeah, go.
Yeah,
King Money, you ready?
You're giving him. Yeah, you're giving him time to pull up those stats about those bounty.
You talking to me specifically?
Yep.
You know what, Smitty? I got only like 42 files in this one, but I got a different account. I'm gonna come up with a different account and bring the information up, Smitty.
Okay.
No. Before, whoa. Before you spread misinformation, do you actually have the stats and the source?
Oh yes, I do, Michelle. I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll drop you and we'll let you come back up. All right, let me go. So let's go to Chosen. Chosen, you mentioned that, hey, he can do this, Trump being he, from a legal perspective. And you also mentioned that we've got to take emotions out of this. But given what you heard on the panel, do you have a bit of a change in your belief system in regards to the emotions, given that so much of what we're seeing is emotionally charged, people being, deported, people being unalived? What do you think about that?
So what I was saying earlier is that, we have to go by the legality of things. For right now, the only way you can fight it is by going by the legality of things. That's why I told people to go vote, and especially for senators and Congress, because they make the laws. Second of all, I don't know what James was talking about as far as, are we at war? When you have a president who can dictate who's a terrorist, when you have groups that are coming in, when he did a Trende and Wagwa, all these other groups, he listed them as terrorists. So yes, he did give them the power, and that's what he did legally. So therefore, that considers it war. That's just a response to that he said. So yeah, the emotions. Yeah, I know it's gonna be an emotional conversation. I have people that I know that are here illegally. It is what it is when it comes to that. But at the same time, like, there's only one way to fight it, and it's to go vote. You know what I mean? And I just want people to realize that it's to go vote and vote for people who are not going to sell you out. Now, as far when it comes to Democrats or Republicans, they both use migrants for their own gain. And one just is more openly about it, and the other one is hiding it. And I don't understand why anybody believes that one side is better than the other. Obama went crazy with this in his terms, crazy. And I don't hear anybody saying anything about it. So I'm just saying, let's not make it a Democrat-Republican thing. Let's just make it what's right is right thing, and vote for the person who's going to represent your interests. Doesn't matter what party they are. That's what people need to understand. That's bipartisanship, and that's how it should work. Stop being tribal. It's hurting everything you want in life, being tribal.
Okay, let me go to, I think Swan is ready. Swan, 2 minutes. I forgot to put the timer on, but Swan, 2 minutes, and then we're going to bounce up to Covey and give Covey 2 minutes.
I just want to say, because I feel like these are things that we need to know. Like, it's people, even if it was whatever law you're talking about, because I still it's unclear, but people can challenge laws and people can have an issue with laws. The United States, right, definitely has used law to push things, right, that are inhumane or that deny people's humanity or that, will negatively impact people's material conditions. I don't understand why we have this I'm going to sit down and fold mentality when it comes to a law. Again, I don't even know what law you're talking about specifically, but yes, people should challenge laws. They should challenge them every chance they get, 100%. The other thing too is that, and I'm going to continue to say this, it doesn't make any sense to me, right, that people are talking about law or using terms like law and order or saying that this is what's supposed to happen, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Y'all want migrants to do everything, right, the perfect way or the correct way. But no one has anything to say about the behavior of ICE agents. No one has anything to say about how Trump is not new to going about things in an illegal way, right? Or to make decisions that go against the Constitution and all of those things, right? Then also, behind the scenes, what's happening? When you open the e-files and we find out of all of the things that have been taking place, y'all don't have no smoke for them. You have no smoke for them. It doesn't make any sense to me at all in any way, shape, or form. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. It doesn't make sense. But Chosen, can you please tell us what you are what is this law you are talking about and what are they supposed to be doing? At least give us that background information.
Go ahead,
The law
Chosen. 1
is
minute to
the
respond. Yep.
The law is the 1798 Alien Act, which gives the president the right during war times or people that he designates as combatants to
What's the war?
remove what it's called the 1978 Aliens
No, I'm
Act.
sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but what's the war right now? What war?
You don't get it. I've been trying to tell you this. He's legally whipping everybody by calling somebody a terrorist. That automatically,
So we're
or a
going to war
group of
with Trump?
people, a terrorist. It automatically, legally puts him in the right to say these people are against America. Therefore, I can remove them. I've been telling you that he has somebody in his corner that are good lawyers who've been finding all the loopholes. That's what I said earlier. And they were using them and they're winning with the loopholes.
Wait,
That's
you're
what I've
saying
been
that?
saying this
Are
whole
you saying
time.
the? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I promise you, I'm just trying to clarify. Are you saying that the migrants are invading and that we're at war with them?
He has said gang members. He used Trende Awagwa as
Wait.
an
So
example.
then, yes or no? Hold on. I'm sorry, Chosen. Please, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, this is wild. This is wild.
But okay, I understand where you're coming from, but listen to this. In New York City, right next to the UN, maybe less than a year ago, there was a Chinese factory in an apartment that could take down New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey's comm systems. There's actively a massive terror attacks and situations that are going on right now
Real quick,
that you
Chosen.
guys aren't speaking about.
Yeah. Real
But
quick. Real quick, just because you mentioned a specific thing, do you happen to have a source for that information that you just?
Yeah, that was already in the New York Times. I'll go look it up and bring it right back.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me go to James Flag for misinformation. I want to give James a minute to address, and then we'll go to Cubby.
So this is why you don't let people just ramble about with facts that are not correct. All right, so lies. 18 U.S.C. 1227 is the part of law that he's probably referencing, which is the right of the Secretary of State to deport someone based on a designation as a terror organization. So that's 18 U.S.C. 1227. That is not the Aliens, Enemies, and Sedition Act. I think what I'm struggling with right now is people getting up on panels and talking about parts of law that they have no idea about. It has gone through the court. The court is, as I understand it, going to hear the case about the application of the terror label to people as a tool of deportation. But I think what the court has said very clearly, even this Republican court, is that they still have the right to due process, even when you designate someone a FTO or a member of a terrorist organization. So he is incorrect about the part of law he's referencing.
Thank you, James. All right, appreciate that. We're going to go Covey, 2 minutes. Opening comment, fam. Go ahead.
Yes, Smitty, I was not going to request. I was just in the chat, but I had to come up because I keep hearing law and order. And people who are supporting what Trump is doing, they keep justifying that under the guise of law and order, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing, and I've been doing this every day. I didn't do this yesterday, but I've been doing this every day, and that I've been going through the Epstein files. The people you guys are claiming are enforcing law and order are raping babies. They're raping children and eating babies. Where is the law and order there? Like, this is something that I'm actually asking myself. All these people who are actively supporting the dehumanization, the harassment, of undocumented immigrants under the whole excuse of we just want to enforce law and order. Where is the law and order when it comes to children being raped? I am so confused. Children were raped by the people that you guys support. The same people who are in office right now, the same people who claim to enforce law and order, the same people who have not been held accountable. Those people went around raping children and literally eating babies and joking about eating babies and saying that babies, to eat babies wasn't even a delicacy anymore. The files are horrific, and there's like people who are underacting. Like, people are not overreacting. They're underacting, and they keep talking about law. This is not about law. Stop gaslighting people. This is about, again, upholding white supremacy, redrawing the lines of exploitation. This is what it is, upholding racial capitalism. This is what it's about. It's not about law, because if it was about law, the people you support would not have been in power.
Thank you, Covey. All right. Chosen, if you want 1 minute to respond to what James said about the misinformation I give it to you. Go ahead.
All right, so I don't understand what people are talking about misinformation. The Secret Service foils massive plot to cripple New York City cell network and threatens UN General Assembly. That's a post this is quoted from the Post. Anybody can look it up. They have massive cell networks to basically stop all communication in the tri-state area and to shut it down. These are the things that nobody's talking about. And, you know, I told you I'm not for one or the other when it comes to politics or the immigration policy. But to say that there's not attacks actively going on right now is naive as hell. To say that there's not people that got let in that are terrorists, that is naive as hell. And we need to really understand. I understand you're representing a certain community, but don't act like there's another community that didn't take advantage of the situation and come to do harm. We can't. We got to be realistic. And a lot of times people are not realistic with that. My 1 minute is up.
All right. Thank you, Chosen. All right, King Money, you got an opportunity to show your source. Go ahead, fam.
Put it up, no Smitty. 1 second.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'm not lying on these cartels guys here. Here it is right here, Smitty. And this is coming from particular people that's in Mexico.
Is that a screenshot
video?
or is that a source?
Kobe, be quiet, because you should worry about what's going on in exterior. Your country's a dictator country. Okay, don't worry about America.
See, this is where we go. This is where we go.
Let me just finish.
I'm getting ready to drop you.
Michelle, you said to go for the evidence, so I got the evidence.
I was waiting for it. Okay, yes, okay. And how is this?
Michelle, that's a YouTube video. That's not even an actual source.
It's not a YouTube video. What?
I pulled it up to my point is you brought this up and in support of what?
These are enemies. These are enemies of America. So Donald Trump have the right to activate Alien Act.
No, he doesn't, and it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about today.
Well, that's what article I'm reading above Smitty says that Donald Trump win the appeal to deport whoever he wants, and I said that's okay. That's fine.
That's not what it is. That's what. Look, here's what you need to do. Okay, what you need to do is use your little Google fingers and look up the actual article that we're talking about. This is about people being denied their right to bond. That's what this is about.
But I asked Smitty.
This is not about the Aliens Act that y'all keep bringing up. This article is specific. Be quiet. You don't even go here. Be quiet. This article is specifically talking about a very conservative appellate court greenlighting the administration to detaining and taking away the administrative right of bond. That's what this is about.
That's applied to the Alien Act too, Michelle. That's what I'm saying.
No, it does not. The article doesn't even refer to that. Y'all are bringing that in.
Okay, Nichelle. So if I arrest you, right, as an enemy, and I put you in jail as an enemy, that doesn't sound like some Alien Act?
Liam wasn't an enemy.
Excuse me?
Exactly. Liam wasn't an enemy.
Who's Liam?
Exactly. You don't even go here.
Because all these
You
people
don't
that's in
even know
America,
what we're talking.
to me,
King Money, so help me God. I'm trying to stay Christian today. Lord help me, not today during Black History Month. You will not do this to me. Liam was not an enemy. And if you don't know who he is, you are not equipped to have this conversation.
Well,
The mother,
according to what I heard,
who was snatched out of her vehicle, American citizens, detainment, they're not the enemy. I'm so tired of Black people trying to punch down on the immigrant community. And you bring up this mess that has no context to the conversation we're talking about. This is specifically about the administration taking away the right to bond out. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a very, very conservative court ruling on behalf of the very racist and inhumane administration. And you want to bring this mess in. I refuse. We are taking away the conversation about the inhumane practices on the immigrant community. Okay, so what the cartels did that. Okay, and what does that have to do with Liam?
So that's not an issue for a foreign entity coming in America and putting bounty on American cops and American soldiers at will with illegal money.
No, it doesn't. Have you seen what the ICE agents are doing?
What are they doing?
I
What
put
are
a
they
bounty
doing?
on them too.
They're doing their job. They're doing their job.
No, they're not.
They're absolutely doing their job, Michelle. Absolutely, they're doing their job. They're doing a terrific job, if you ask me.
Well, nobody asked you. Like I said, you don't even go here.
Okay, let's do this, y'all. Let's do this, y'all. Hold on. So, King Money, how do you feel about what happened to Keith Porter Jr., Renee Good, and Alex Pretty, the 3 American citizens who were unalived by ICE in the last, month or so? What do you think?
Well, both of them initiate violence against the ICE officer. Renee, she tried to use her car to run over the officer. That was justified. The one that got killed, he broke the officer car a week before and spit at officer a week before and still carried a pistol. And that day he had a pistol. I don't know why he was taking a pistol at the protest. So that's also justified too, if you ask me, Smitty.
Okay. Who wants to? Okay. All right. Who wants to address that piece of it?
Yeah, that's misinformation, King. So Renee never put her car in his way. The wheels turned right. We already saw it. The officer had a firm stance. He had his pew pulled out and aimed at her before she even turned the wheels, right? He's also been instructed they all have been instructed to not going in front of vehicles. They shouldn't be standing in front of vehicles. They should not. She didn't do anything. There were cars that were able to go past her. She got conflicting information from the both of the agents. And then in addition to that, when we talk about Alex Pretty, that first of all, yes, he kicked the taillight of the car. W Alex in the chat. He should have. Absolutely, he should have, right? How are we comparing that and thinking that is a reason as to why he should have been unalived? Your argument makes no sense. If they had enough restraint to not pew him when he actually kicked the light out, then why did they not exercise that same restraint when he didn't make contact with them? He didn't make no, I'm not done. Shut up. He did not make contact with them. He helped the woman up the day that he was unalived. The pew was not showing. It was in its holster. They had the pew removed, and the ICE officer that removed the pew was far away, right? With the pew. They were not a threat in any way, shape, or form. He was on the ground, pinned to the ground with his hands out in front of him, and they executed him in front of everybody. What you are saying is preposterous. And I agree with Nichelle. We shouldn't even be engaging with somebody that pulled up a freaking AI cover to a freaking video and he can't tell us what the actual. Stop talking. I'm talking. Shut up. Who doesn't even know what they're talking about and is using invalid sources. You're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, None of these people
y'all fighting for immigrants but disrespecting the immigrant. That's so crazy.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Let's let Swan finish. Let's let Swan finish.
You guys sound like bozos. Yes, I'm emotional right now because I gotta be in community with people, right? That are willing to believe the lies, as Covey said, as we have all been saying, of people who don't even give a damn about anybody's humanity. They don't give a damn about anybody's humanity. Nobody's. You guys are up here arguing for what? And then you keep on using this act and you have no clue as to what it is that you're talking about. I don't even think you deserve a space on the panel. That's just my personal opinion, but I respect Smitty, so I'm not going to overstep in that way. But y'all got to get it together. You're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about.
All right, thank you. Real quick. Orchid fam, I missed what you said, so please, if you're still here, let me know. So I'm looking for it now. Comments are moving fast, so let me know what you wanted me to see. Let me go to, I think James wanted some time, and then I want to go back up to Covey. Oh, by the way, we have a very good process. The two areas where I think that we do really well. One, we flag for misinformation. We let folks address misinformation on both sides. Please do not report a panelist. That impacts their content creation. That impacts them. We have a very good process, I think, on this platform. Two, we have the best chat on TikTok. I'll say it. I don't even feel bad. Okay, I love y'all down. Period. So let's just do that, y'all. All right. Let me go to James. 2 minutes, fam. Go ahead.
I'm closing, Smitty, so you can drop me after this. Youth ages, immaturity is outgrown, and drunkenness sober, but stupid is forever. Some people have a disease of stupidity that they're unwilling to contend with. They come up here, they will show you an AI-generated video and claim it to be facts. They will engage in misinformation and a misunderstanding of legal precedent, of the law. They'll even call U.S. federal code the penal code. I just struggle sometimes with people, but I have gotten to a place in my old age, Smitty, where I'm just not engaging with dum-dums anymore. Notwithstanding any of that, I want to say the following, because it came up the last time I talked, and as I close, I want to say this. Check your voter registration and go to vote. Elections have consequences. This appeals court was appointed by a president and approved by a Senate. If you don't like the quality of people running, run somebody else. I'm happy to vote for anybody that's far left as long as they're running. I want to also be clear that I'm not interested any longer in having conversations with people that invite me to not vote as if it's a Herculean task when it literally takes 5 minutes to go into a booth and press a button. So go and press the button. There are other people that will try to convince you that it's without success. I want you to know that suggesting people not vote is just violently stupid. This Black History Month, I want to remind you what Black people gave during the Civil Rights Movement for that right. People have been yapping about not voting for a while now, and they're doing the work of white supremacy for free because not voting doesn't make the material conditions better for people. And if folks have a revolution that they're willing to start, where is it? Did the truck break down? Bringing it. I just can't anymore. I'm no longer playing the bullshit game of folks saying that voting doesn't matter. So vote. The end. Have a good day.
Thank you, brother. All right. Also, King Money, we're going to let you go. I'll give you a minute if you want. Say a closing statement. Go ahead.
Yeah, I take my minutes, so Smitty, thank you, man. I just want to say that to me, Donald Trump is the greatest president for America right now in these modern time. The Alien Act that they activate is the best thing for America. Some of these people that come to America from Venezuela, they're actually agents of Iran, of Hezbollah, and all these Hamas and all these terrorist group that came to Venezuela and came to Colombia and also to Mexico is occupying our country, and they must get deported and kept in jail if they're illegal criminals. For the people that comes here and want to work honest money, I think they should actually get a chance to work honest money. But there's terrorist group here, Hezbollah, come to Venezuela and activate the Alien Act is the best thing Donald Trump could ever do. Thank you, Smitty.
All right. Let me go to Covey. Go ahead, fam. Not the wheeze. Not the wheeze. I wasn't expecting the wheeze.
I was just gonna say, Okay, number one, I wanted to say, whoever reported my other account, by the way, your father, the 304, that's all I wanted to say. Secondly, King Money, be careful when you're sitting in your living room. Do not turn around because Hezbollah is right behind you. So please be careful. Lastly, I, I, listen, by the way, that video, that source that he brought, it was from the Economic Times. It's a YouTube video. I just checked it. It's not even a credible source. I don't know why people come up here and spread misinformation, and when asked to bring up a source, they bring up a YouTube video. Okay? So let me go back to it again. People who say law and order, okay? Law and order. Where was the law and order when the people who are in power actively raped children? I'm going to say it over and over and over again. The people who claim that they care about fraud, that they care about law and order, they care about law being broken or whatever it is, why did you not care when the people in power were raping and eating children? What about when the people in power were committing fraud? What about when the people in power were pardoning people who were committing fraud? Why is it that people who are rich don't have to follow the law, but then they turn around and they claim everybody else has to follow the law? I am confused. This is also the people who are supporting them. I am confused as to why you care when a poor person breaks the law, but you don't care when a rich person breaks the law. That means in this case, the law being broken is not the issue that you have. The issue that you have is who is breaking the law. Because when a rich person breaks the law, you very much are okay with that.
Okay. Thank you, Cubby. All right, let's get the new panelists worked in. Sincere, fam, and we're going to go to Noah. Sincere, what are your thoughts on what's going on in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi with this court ruling, or if you just want to come up and address something that you heard from the panel before?
So with the court ruling, did that just come out today? Because this is news to me. I'm sorry, Smitty. I'm a little bit behind today. What seems to be going on?
Yeah, the court ruling was yesterday. It's the Fifth Circuit Court. I'm glad you said that to kind of give folks that are just coming in an opportunity. So this was from the Fifth Circuit Court that represents Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Came through yesterday. Basically says that folks who are undocumented can be held without bond as their case moves through their court. And so it is definitely a departure from other administrations that if you had an undocumented immigrant who did not have a criminal record, they would be let out on bond while their case proceedings were happening. This changes that in those three states. They will not be allowed on bond. They will be continue to be detained. Okay.
Wow. If you guys are not scared to see that, obviously, if they can do this to an undocumented immigrant, that they can also do this to a U.S. citizen that they mistakenly detained. I mean, come on, the proof is in the pudding right here. If anybody does not see this, I mean, this is wild. I mean, maybe I have to agree with what Chosen said to a certain extent. Some of this stuff is like a lot of loopholes that he's finding, and bravo to the Heritage Foundation and the Project 2025, because you guys really thought you had it. Smitty, you know I don't agree with nothing like this. You know I believe in due process, whether you are a citizen or a non-citizen. We all deserve that factor. The fact that, you know, the Trump administration, and it's crazy because when he was held for his 34 felonies, didn't he have his day in court, y'all? Oh. You know, so again, it's just so funny for me that when it comes to the white man, he can have his day in court and not get any charges, but still have the blemishes on his background. But when it comes to black and brown people, we got to get the book thrown at us and due process being taken out and being held for bond. Wow, that's insane to me. And then mind you still got a whole bunch of PDOs and a bunch of world leaders that have not been condemned what came out of these files just yet, including our president that's sitting right now that has all these major allegations around here about what he has done to children, not grown women, not grown men, boys and children. I mean, like, bro, you can't. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm very like being sarcastic, but I'm so fed up with this types of stuff. And I'm so fed up of the fact of the matter is the people that didn't vote and voted for this man, you are literally allowing him to set the precedent like it was before, to allow rich white men to get away with these egregious crimes. So they're still doing it at higher rates. And guess what? Because they have the money, they can fight in court and still get off. What are we doing?
Thank you, fam. All right, you're on time. So I'm gonna break from my moderator role, and I'm just gonna say that's a level of outrage in my opinion, everybody should have. Period. Let me go to Noah. Young man, how are you, brother? And feel free to opine on whatever you would like. Give you 2 minutes.
What's up, Smitty? It's good to see you and everybody
Likewise.
else. Yeah, I mean, I agree with much of what Sincerity said. I think this is terrible. I'm of the belief, I don't think there should be any consequences for being undocumented. Like, I don't believe in deportations. I don't believe in none of that. I think it's all really silly. I will say, this is like the third time I've been in one of your spaces about ICE, and I've heard like Black people in particular come up to speak about law and order and go up for law and order. And it makes me really, really sad because like to be Black is to be conscripted into a class of delinquency. And I say that in the sense of not to be annoying, but in the way that like Foucault uses it, which is a group of people who are designated to have a propensity for crime, right? And if we look at like the anti-Black prison industrial complex and the way that Blackness itself throughout the hundreds of years of this country has been around, has been reason enough to be accosted by the police, to be targeted by the state, to go up for that same law and order, it makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, Blackness itself is a transgression against the law. The law is anti-Black. And of course, when it comes to ICE, right, they're violating the law right now by targeting like U.S. citizens and targeting folks beyond their jurisdiction. But I think we also need to like be aware of the fact that like what the ICE's jurisdiction and function is white supremacist. It's racist. It's not like saying they doing the job is like, people make this analogy, but like Yahtzees were doing the job. Like, I don't know, like, I don't think that makes it any better necessarily. But yeah, like, I really hope we get to see the abolition of ICE and the abolition of all these, detention centers and all these things. I'm not very like optimistic about it because there are a lot of like private prison companies that have investments in these detention centers. And, so yeah, but I'll leave it there because I'm out of time.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. All right, let me go. Let's go to Swan. And again, if you do, I think we've got a panel of folks who all feel similarly, except for Chosen, to a certain degree. But if you do agree with this ruling, I do have one slot available for you. So I'm trying to hold one slot for someone who does agree with this ruling from the Fifth Circuit Court. Let me know if you do agree. Put a 1 in the comments. Let's do this. Let's do a quick poll, by the way. If you agree with what Donald Trump and his administration are doing in regards to undocumented immigrants, put a 1. If you do not agree, put a 2. Let's just see where the chat is.
I have another poll. If you're a mod that thinks you need to unionize, put a 3.
Oh,
I gave my oral vote 3.
Oh, gosh.
The rights mods.
Oh, gosh. Look at this. You know what? Really, all of y'all same?
Know your rights mods.
I'm crying. Smitty, they about to start a union real quick, bro. Be careful.
Be careful. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on the app if my mom's unit. Shit, listen. Y'all think I'm playing with this? Okay, I'm gone. Okay. All right. So the mods make this a platform. Period. So I'll be. Wow. It's some of y'all not even. I love y'all. I love this chat, man. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I love this chat. All right, let me go to who was it? Swan's turn.
Yes. I want to bring a different perspective to the discussion. So I was looking into recent reports and investigations in 2025 and early 2026 indicate that conditions in U.S. immigration detention centers, particularly those managed by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, are marked by severe, systemic, and sometimes fatal abuse. Documentation from organizations like the ACLU, Human Rights Watch, and the U.S. Senate investigations, you can use all of those, three of those for reference. They describe overcrowded, unsanitary, and sometimes brutal environments. So there's been violent assaults where detainees have been reported being slammed, stomped on, harmed by officers, been restrained, sexual misconduct, trigger warning. In some of the Florida facilities, detainees reported being kept in box cells for hours, which we know is terrible on the mental health. They've been shackled for prolonged periods, forced to sleep on concrete floors. It's freezing, brightly lit and overcrowded. Any detainee who expresses fear or requests medical care, they've been subjected to abusive treatment and placed in solitary confinement. In 2025, they noted 2025 was noted as a unalivingly year for ICE detention, with many unalivings linked to inadequate medical care, neglect of chronic illness. Reports document the denial of insulin, asthma inhalers, and other essential medications, even when provided by family. The detainees have been reporting that there are overflowing toilets with sewage and sleeping areas, lack of showers, and exposures to insects. And they also has been reports of contaminated, moldy, or maggot-infested food and inadequate access to clean water. I mean, we could go on and on. Their access to counsel is limited, unreliable tracking, inadequate staffing. Families and children. Reports indicate that even with increased oversight, migrant families and children have been held in unsafe situations. And solitary confinement is used for individuals with mental illness. Solitary confinement is used for individuals with mental illness, which is going to make their symptoms even worse rather than providing proper care, worsening their condition. And then they fear speaking out. These people cannot stand up for themselves. They fear speaking out due to potential retaliation, such as, for instance, being immediately deported. This is inhumane. This is not okay. This is not okay in any way, shape, or form. I want somebody who agrees with this to please address all of the things that I said. Please.
Let me go to Chosen. Chosen, I think you wanted to respond. I'll give you 2 minutes. Go ahead, fam.
Listen, everything you're saying is absolutely correct. Now, what I have to say in response to this is, I never heard anybody go for prison rights before immigration. I never heard anybody say, oh, these are the conditions in the prisons and we're in uproar. I never seen any protest, anything for prison rights when it was a bunch of black people and it was only black people focused. And all of us are black, so understand, I'm not understanding what is anybody saying. These are the conditions in prisons for citizens. They've been the condition in prisons for citizens for many years. No one cared. These have been the condition in shelters for many years. No one cared. These have been the conditions in the U.S. that y'all have ignored for years, voting all your politicians in. Most cities and states that these are happening in are the same ones you're voting for and praising those politicians. This is not something that just happened overnight. Citizens have been going through this for years. Where's the uproar? I just don't understand it at all.
Can I respond to that, please?
Yep. I'm going to give you that last little bit of time. Go ahead, Swan.
Thank you. Yeah. So Black people are disproportionately incarcerated. We know that the conditions are terrible in prison systems. I don't think anybody up here, I don't understand why you keep doing this, Chosen. When we talk about defending the humanity of a group of people that have been demonized and traumatized and harmed lately, you make this assumption that we'd be okay with it happening to other people. I don't understand why your mind works like that. That's not the case. We know that prisons are horrible. The conditions are disgusting and inhumane. We know that people in the prison system, right, are subjected to labor. Right? We know what the experiences that Black people have had within the prison system. Let me ask you a question real quick, Chosen. Have you ever had a conversation with myself and the people that agree with my stance about police brutality or prisons before? Have you ever had a discussion with us about this before?
Has there been ever TikToks?
No, listen, I'm gonna say it. Have
with
you
these situations?
Chosen,
they don't
stop,
get
stop,
even
stop. No,
any
Chosen,
insight
stop.
on it.
Chosen, stop. Answer my question. Have you ever had a discussion with myself and the others on the panel about the prison industrial complex? Yes or no?
No, but that's not even the
Exactly
issue
my
that we're even
point.
talking
Exact.
about.
So then your whole point that you just made was irrelevant.
How?
All right. Go, Charles, if you want another 30 seconds to
I just want to know
clarify,
how.
and then I'm
We
going
are
to go to
now
Erica.
arguing. We're now arguing about conditions that have been in society for the past 20 years. We are now arguing and making TikToks and doing these panels and all of this of conditions that's been happening to people for years. There is no uproar in the streets talking about we want better prisons for our citizens. It was never this. It was never this. So let's just stop saying that this is what it is. I understand what the panel's about, but this situation has been going on way before anything about immigration. And it was fine for citizens then. Now it's a big major concern now. I never seen people get this worked up when it was somebody else in those prisons. I never seen the riots. I never seen people come out and protest with guns. I never seen somebody try to hit the police. I never seen any of this stuff. So I'm just being aware that this has been going on for years for certain type of people of certain skin complexion, but there was never this focus. This is called the psyops,
So
but
real
that's
quick.
something else. I don't even want to talk about.
Yeah, you're on time. All right, let me go to Erica. Erica, 2 minutes.
Smitty, can I? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sash, you want to go really? Yeah. Let's let Sash come in for 2 minutes, and then we'll go to Erica for 2 minutes. Go ahead, Sash.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Erica. It's just because I only have 2 minutes and then I have to go into work. But no, I just wanted to follow up real quick. Swan actually kind of touched on it a little bit. This decision is abhorrent because the conditions of these camps, especially the one in camp in El Paso and Camp East Montana, it's not a building. It's a tent facility. So like the conditions in Texas, the weather conditions in Texas, you can imagine how the freeze has made these people feel inside a tent. The heat during 2025 when it was first built and that when people were being filled in there. Camp East Montana is the largest in Texas, and Texas has the biggest concentration of these facilities. There's a reason why these people are being sent into Texas is because Abbott has a contract with these prison complexes, right? So he's getting money for every bed that is being filled, including the children. He's making money off of children being put into prisons. And right now, the camp in Dilley, Texas, where Liam was, it's a great thing, right, that he was released. However, there are still 400 children being held in the Dilley detention facility, in the C camp. There's still 400 children in there, and currently there's a measles outbreak in there. So those kids, I don't know, like what the conversation was happening earlier, that there's CTELs and that there's criminals and there's aliens and blah, 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 blah. Quién sabe qué. These are children. They cannot get out of there. These are children. They're not enemies. They're not TIAs. They're children. And I don't know if anybody else was realizing, because most of the people that are taken away from Minneapolis are being sent into Texas. Right now in Dilley, that's where they're housing most of the mothers and the children. I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit over time, Smitty.
No, you got fam. You got to go. Go ahead.
The mothers and children that are being sent from Minneapolis into Dilley, a lot of them are mothers of newborn children. So right now there's a crisis in Minneapolis of babies being left without their mothers. So there's a coalition of mothers that are using their supply of breast milk to feed these unborn unborn babies, newborn babies that are without their mothers.
So Sash, I know you got to go, but if you could squeeze in, Black Historian, thank you, fam. Good to see you. Please continue to tap the stream. If you could, that Camp East Montana. Now, my understanding is that 3 people have been unalived in the last, 2 months or so?
Yes.
If you could, maybe just a little bit more time, if you got it, to spend just talking a little bit about that and these tents and all of this stuff, and what that can mean. If you got maybe another minute or two.
Yeah, so just real quick, so the 3 people that unalived there, the one of them, the most recent one, they tried to label it as a self-unaliving. And then when they did more investigating into it, they found out that they labeled it as, can I say this on TikTok, an H side, right? So they labeled it as that, and that's why they're now investigating into Camp East Montana, thankfully. However, they're still trying to expand Camp East Montana, right? They're DHS recently, and I'm talking about like just yesterday, they purchased more land in Socorro, Texas, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from El Paso, right? To expand Camp East Montana. So even with these 3 unalivings that just happened, they're trying to make it bigger. So, I mean, we're doing what we can in the county because the city council voted unanimously to not expand it. However, DHS already went ahead and purchased the land to expand it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, fam, for coming up. If y'all can show Sasha some love, she's right about to leave. Sasha does incredible work in Texas. Ever since I've got on this app, she has been tirelessly advocating for the undocumented community and migrants of all statuses. And so if y'all don't mind, again, Sasha's been an incredible person, friend, advocate, however you want to describe it. So Sasha, just feel free to drop whenever you need to. Let me go to Erica. Erica, fam, 2 minutes. Thank you for coming up. What are your thoughts, fam?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just want to make sure, can you hear me? I'm not doing the robot thing, am I? Okay, all right, cool. So the thing is that, oh, he left, he's gone. Okay, cool. I'm getting extremely frustrated, and I think that's been seen when I do my lives as of late. My frustration with people coming into spaces pretending to be knowledgeable on matters, but yet not knowing what it is that they're arguing against or even arguing for. They don't know, Nathan. They just don't know. I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm just a person that is okay at researching, and I can read, and I have some comprehension skills. You know, I'm smarter than a 6th grader. Okay. So with that being said, that the law in which he should have been referring to is actually the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigration Responsibility Act of 1996. The IIRIA is so long, but is that one. That's what he should have been referring to. That law, which was put into place during the Clinton administration, has language for DHS that states that they shall take into custody any alien who is A, inadmissible, B, is deportable, C, has been convicted of an aggravated felony, D, is deportable for certain firearm offenses and may release only for witness protection purposes. Here's the thing where they're getting away with it and how the court has interpreted it. They interpreted B, is deportable. So that is why they're not looking at, they don't care whether or not they have a criminal record, Smitty. All right, damn, 2 minutes goes by so fast. I'm sorry. They don't care they have a criminal record. And that's why they purchased 23 warehouses across the country to house people, because they're going to be housing a lot of people. And Sincere, you hit it on it. I'm so sorry, Smitty. You hit it on the head, Sincere, because that's exactly what I have been thinking, is that we've already had them detain and arrest American citizens that they mistaken as undocumented immigrants. If they do not allow you to go before a judge so that you can get a bond, how long can they detain American citizens for? Indefinitely. Think about how this is going to be used and abused.
And again, Miss Erica, just to add to your, sorry about this, Miss.
No, go ahead, fam. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is, like, the last gentleman that was here, it's like you and Carolina and a lot of other people like Swan, Covey all said that young man is an agent of white supremacy and he's prejudiced. So I'm going to put that out there too as well, that's in our Black diaspora, and that they carry this around because they feel like that the migrants are getting something more than what we've been getting to. If he would actually look up his actual history, he would know that we've been fighting for the same prison reforms and for ICE reforms for a very long time, just alongside each other. But, you know, Miss Erica, just to go to the point that I mentioned, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, because at first when he did declare the enemies and aliens act, which Chosen tried to use at first, but he didn't reiterate it, nor did he know how to break it down anyway. We also knew that he wasn't giving them due process, which we already knew that's something he would do. Now, the question for me is, like, why would you not want to give somebody due process? oh, so they don't have a voice to talk up. So if you're really actually honestly sending people that don't belong here over here, again, why wouldn't you want to hear their side of the story? Our country has always been ran on giving people due process, whether they are citizens or not, whatever egregious crime they get their day in court. That's always how it's been done. Now, I know it's different when it comes to immigration court, but for the most part, it's kind of similar to each other. But it just doesn't make any sense. And just to know this history of this country, I mean, you know, Miss Erica, we've been going through this for decades since we even came to this country, where we didn't have our due process rights, where we were locked in jail for no reason. Even our greatest activist, MLK, he went to jail too and not giving his due process either. So,
yep, you got it. You hit the nail on the head, Sincere.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you guys. So real quick, before I end the live, this may be more of a touchy subject. And I was debating as to whether I was going to bring this up, but since we have a panel of like-minded folks, I want to bring it up. There has been some level of discontent between folks in the community that are against what ICE is doing. The source for the discontent is that there are some, you know, when ICE shows up to these, they do these raids, there are some folks that bring whistles and blow whistles to alert the community that ICE is there. There are other folks that are saying, hey, these whistles are problematic. It's, you know, it's too loud, that, you know, we should be leading with, you know, more so compassion. The whistleblowers tend to be, you know, white leftist individuals. And the folks saying, hey, we need more compassion, we don't need these whistles around, tend to be black and brown activists. And this may be something new. So if y'all don't have an opinion on this, it's okay. But what do you think about this discontent between these two groups of people? One saying, hey, we need to be loud and blow these whistles when we see these folks. Another group saying, you know what, this is not what's needed, you know, and so on and so forth. Again, if y'all don't have an opinion about this, it is new. I would love to know what y'all think.
I'll say something if no one else wants to go first. Okay. Rafa, you have your hand raised. I can wait.
No, I'm gonna wait for you. It's Rima. Go ahead, Erica. I love listening
Rima.
to you. Hi. Go ahead.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I'm like Michelle in the chat. I haven't heard of that. I don't agree. Why is it, again? It's that age old trope. And you know, I love me some Michelle, but I fully disagree with her. You know, when they go low, why do we have to continue to go high? Why do we always have to turn the other cheek? Why do we always have to have the moral high ground? What has it served us when they get to be, and I'm not saying that we should be deplorable, we should be depraved, we should be inhumane or anything of that nature. All right. Blowing a whistle at someone, blowing a whistle at a federal agent who is actively kidnapping a human being off of the street, who's actively harming a human being, all right, blowing a whistle at them, calling them, you know, a-hole, telling them they should go back to DC's, you know, saying stuff like that to them. That's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not violent. In my opinion, it's not violent. It's simply just, it's a form of expression. Is all that it is. And we should be able to express ourselves. I don't think doing those things is wrong. Stop doing respectability politics. This is not the time to say, oh, we are the better people. It's not like that. That's not what this is. No, cuss them out. Cuss them out. Cuss them out. I say cuss them out.
Well, so let's do this. Let's do this. Everybody's heard that when they go low, we go high. Do you other panelists want to weigh in on that philosophy when it comes to what's going on? What do y'all think? Let's do a quick poll in the chat. You know, how do you feel about, if you feel like, hey, when they go low, we go high, we need to lead with compassion, empathy, all those good things, put a 1. If you're like, no, to what Erica said, like, hey, it's time to get dirty in the streets, put a 2. What do y'all think?
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'll be quiet for the rest of my time here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to quote the late, great Eric Mays. When they go low, I go lower. Okay.
Okay.
All right. If you
All
don't know
right.
who Eric Mays is, you should look into him. May he sleep in power.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh yeah. I mean, Eric Mays is a legend. Yeah. Let's get some other perspectives. Go ahead. I know, Rafa, you want to come up with something different, but
No. I can speak to that. It was about a few different things. Go. I'm sorry, Smitty. Go ahead.
no. Yeah. Go ahead. You got your time. You got time. 2 minutes, fam. Go ahead.
So first of all, R.I.P. Brother Mace. I love him. Just an amazing person. He has no business really being gone. And yeah, irrepeatable personality for sure. I don't know. Smitty, I sit and I think and I listen to people, and it's almost like I see it. I'm seeing it from all these people who are now suddenly showing compassion. Here's the thing, though: if you either have compassion or you don't, like I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this performative activism. I'm not getting the tears. I'm not really understanding, because you've been watching this shit. You know about this for hundreds of years, right? And now you care. Is it based on what you feel aligned with? Is it you just you know what I mean? It's like, oh well, I'm upset about what's coming out, in the files, because those people I feel I can have empathy for, while I can't feel empathy for, other people in the global south, right? And it's fucking weird. Excuse my language. If you didn't care then, you don't care now. And by the way, I just wanted to, with my last 30 seconds, I know you were saying this route of peace, and this is why I think a lot of Black people came in the beginning of this and said, listen, we're staying home, and we're resting. And I understand that. And I respect that, because this is always the shit that's pulled, is that, we need to go the route of peace. The route of peace is always, the language of people who have never been oppressed. Fine. You think your whistles are going to work? Whistle away. Whistle away while you get your ass beat, right? And I think Black and brown communities knew that, which is why they kind of had their stance. And then last thing I wanted to say is Stevie Wonders. If you know, you know. And also R.I.P. brother Michael Jackson. His name has finally been cleared. Finally, in regards to the files, and I know that doesn't have a lot to do with the topic, but I did want to say that, especially with the current occurrence. And that's it, and I'll shut up. If you want to drop your elder like you always do, you can. It's ready to get me off this panel. I bring in people to Smitty. Okay, I'll be quiet.
What is going on today? What did I do? Is it the blue jacket today? What is it? Okay, I mean, first the mods of all decided to go and mutiny against me. Athena was leading the mods to a revolution, a Smitty-lution. And now Sister Rima, who I've known forever. Oh Lord, I don't know what to do, y'all. I'm scared. I'm nervous. Let me go to Black Cabinet fam. Black Cabinet, what are your thoughts?
What's going on with you, Smitty? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Can y'all hear me?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what? I promise not to laugh at any more jokes. Okay, maybe that's what it was. I on Friday, okay, when the show went off on a dude. I don't know if y'all saw that, but listen, I can't help it. If y'all say something funny in the comments, okay, I'm putting the phone down and I'm laughing. Period. I'm sorry if that offends somebody, but that's just who I am. I think y'all love it too. I think Chad loves it too. Go ahead, Black.
Smitty, this is gonna be quick, and it's just I'm sorry, but when we sit there and say when they go low, we go lower, and we go to hell, we haven't been to hell yet. And we haven't been lower yet, because you take a Black person's life in the street, we march. They roll back civil rights, we march. They sit here that they literally put two esteemed Black people in ape uniforms, and we get mad and we sit there and we tweet. We haven't done anything low enough yet. And I don't want to sit here and get your page taken down, but all these people talking about they're revolutionaries, they're ready to do this, ready to do that. Show me. Where are we at? I'm sorry, whistles is not going to do it. The only thing, the only language these people understand is the language that they speak in. And when we start speaking that language, then we can have a revolution. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, no, absolutely, man, absolutely. We'll let Black Cabinet go. Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to weigh in on this final topic, and then I am going to depart for the day.
Could I say something real quick? Swan, you could go
Yeah.
first.
Go ahead.
Swan, you wanted to go?
I'll go after you if you want to go first.
Okay, I appreciate it. I just had something real quick to say to the low, they go low, we go higher thing, right? Because like Erica said, it's giving like respectability politics. And I think it fails for the same reasons that respectability politics fail, which is like, you can be on your best behavior and folks are going to like demonize you and criminalize you regardless. Like the way I remember when I was on campus and we had like these pro-Palestine encampments at my school, they were on the news talking about this violent, organizing is going on. And we were literally like holding hands and fucking singing and shit, right? And that's what got the police called onto us and got many of us arrested. And unfortunately, I low-key blame Christianity a little bit because I think there's this Christian ethic of this like nobility and suffering and this idea that like non-resistance to violence is somehow virtuous, right? It makes you better than the people who are doing the oppressing to you. And I'll just wrap up like what Black Cabinet said. The violence of the state, the violence of this settler colony state that we live under, like the violence that we do back towards them could never come close to matching what they've done to us, like ever. And there's never been a situation like when you see revolution, like the Haitian Revolution, despite how violent it was, if you read what Napoleon, the French, the British, the Spanish did to Haiti and that whole island, the resistance didn't even come close to like a tenth of the violence that they actually incurred. You feel me? But that's all I say. I appreciate you having me again, Smitty.
Of course, brother. Yeah, no, absolutely. I just want to get your perspective. I know Jermaine, you want to come up earlier and weigh in a little bit on the. Oh yeah, no, it's Swan, sir. My bad. Swan, then Jermaine. Go ahead, Swan, and then I want to get Jermaine back up. I think he wants to weigh in on this. When they go low, we go higher. Subject. So I want to hear his opinion too. But no, go ahead, Swan. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah, let's take it to hell. I'm totally fine with taking it to hell. I think when we talk about the amount of change that needs to happen, yes, people should be speaking their language exactly like Black Cabinet said. And there's never been any victory or any progression that we've had that's truly was when we were being peaceful. The only language that they speak is violence. And yes, we're going to have to speak the same language. It is what it is. The Haitian Revolution, there was Tacky's revolt in 1760. This was Jamaican led by an enslaved West African named Tacky, who pushed back against British colonial rule. The 1811 German Coast Uprising in Louisiana, the largest armed slave revolt in U.S. history, where hundreds of enslaved people marched on New Orleans, destroying plantations. They were before being violently suppressed. That Turner's Rebellion, 1831, a violent rebellion in Virginia, where Turner and around 70 armed followers unalived approximately 60 white people, changing slavery directly. The Maroons of Jamaica, Suriname, throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, communities of escaped slaves, Maroons, engaged in sustained and violent resistance against European colonists, often forcing colonial governments to sign treaties recognizing their freedom and autonomy. Every single time it was done with violence. I'm gonna give a quick scenario before I land, right? And I need people to understand this. Let's say I go to school and every single day after lunch, a bully comes up to me and punches me in the chest, right? Every single day. On day 31, the bully approaches, punches me in the chest, and I knock him out. Do I then become the bully? No, I don't. I'm defending myself, right? Because I want to stop this harm that's been happening to me over and over and over again, right? Before I would say stop, before I would say leave me alone, right? Maybe try to dodge them or hide from them. No, they're going to keep coming, right? In order to stop them, sometimes you just got to knock them out and give them a taste of their own medicine. And I think that's what we all need to remember and to understand. There's a reason as to why we don't know about all of the slave revolts that took place. If you look them up, there are so many that happened. And there are also a lot of them that happened with people who were white, involving people that were white and involving people that were indigenous. I'm not saying we gotta, hold hands and circle up with everybody, but there's a reason as to why it is difficult to find information out about these revolts, because they don't want it to happen, because they know, right? It would stop them in their tracks. And I'll end there.
All right, thank you. We're gonna go to Jermaine. Jermaine, I know you want to come up and say something, and then I got a quick. It's not quite an announcement, but something that I want to just say. I'm gonna have to be a little vague about it, but y'all will understand when I say it, and then we're gonna wrap here. I will give Nichelle, Sincere, and Erica obviously the opportunity for a quick statement too. Go ahead, Jermaine.
Yes, Mitty, thanks for letting me back up. I am a firm believer of going real low. But I don't, my only thing, we can't go low recklessly. Like, we have to be strategic and organized when we go low. Like, I'm all for going to hell or going low. But I think to win and come together, we have to do it like strategically and collectively. Right? Just going in, just blind and out, I think that'll set us up for failure and disaster. Also, I do want to point out that I do kind of agree in a way, but disagree with kind of Noah's standpoint on Christianity. I do believe that sometimes it can implement fear, but also they don't tell you that the enslaved Africans who were Christian used that to rebel against slavery, to lead slave revolts too. So I think that there's ways we can implement that, because they intentionally leave that out, that our ancestors also use that rebel against slavery. So yeah, I'm definitely for going lower. We can't pacify these things anymore, but again, we got to be really strategic on how we do it. Like, we have the numbers, but it just also, coming together. Also, I think this fear, like, they have like instrained is like us fearing like unalive, or I don't want to say death. I don't know if I can say death. Can I? Probably not. But they have colonized us that we should fear being unalive or fear death, right? Like, I get it, but I think as soon as we were able to like deconstruct the fear of that, I think that'll lead to more people being more like brave and feeling emboldened to go low and fight back even lower. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you, brother. All right, so we'll go Nichelle, Sincere, and Erica 2 minutes for final comments. And thank y'all. I appreciate it. We're almost at 200,000 likes. Can we get to 200,000 before we end? That would be incredible. Go ahead, Nichelle.
Yeah, I agree with Noah. So I put a 3. I made my own category. Since you dropping folks and coming against the mods, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be my individual self. I'm just playing. I match what's in front of me. I will drag you to hell, but I'm a master code switcher, right? I will match the energy that's in front of me, and you want to take it there. Trust me. I'm really good at what I do. I will drag you to filth all the way to the bottom. If you're somewhere in the middle, I can hover there too. So I just think it depends on where we are. I don't think we've gone far enough. I think we need to do more. I think as a collective and as a community, specifically about the Black community, maybe that's not what our MO is. We are a loving, kind people. And so we, I don't know, sometimes maybe expect other people to engage in the same way, and they don't. So, I mean, that's how I feel about that. My final statement, again, with this, I encourage everybody to read up on this. I think the precedence that it's setting is incredibly dangerous. I cannot stress enough that this article and what this ruling means is that they will not be able to get out on bond. And again, if the whole idea was to deport, the worst of the worst and those with criminal backgrounds, why are we building and purchasing land to detain people? I really don't think people are angry enough. And please don't tone police Black people and tell us how to feel or how to react to certain things. I'm seeing a lot of that in all of these panels that I'm on. Don't do that. Not during Black History Month. We're not doing that.
Thank you, Nichelle. All right, we're gonna go to Erica and then Sincere. You guys in the comments. Woo. Boy, if I were an op, I would hate to come into this platform with this chat, man. Y'all tear those people. Let me be quiet. Go ahead, Erica. 2 minutes. Erica, you on mute. Did Erica leave? Erica might have left. All right. We're going to end Erica's timer. All right, Sincere, you got final word, fam.
Okay. I guess just all for my final word. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Obama and Michelle Obama too as well. And I understand we go high, they go low, we go high. But at this point in time, Cindy, I don't know. I've never thought I would be put in position ever, especially with hearing the history that I've heard from my family and their struggles within this country and everything they've gone through. I never thought that I would be the equivalent as the jazz kids, if anybody knows who that is, during the Smotsy regime. But I'm here for it. I mean, like I said, just like Michelle said, I can code switch too as well, and I fit into any any environment like a chameleon. So I'm just ready for when y'all ready to, get Rambo up, because I'm already angry enough, and I'm part of the younger generation. And I'm only 29, but the younger folks below me, they ready for it. I don't know if you guys seen, but it was some young teenagers that got one of the MAGA supporters that were protesting. Now the young kids are stepping out of the high schools. They got to stop, all over the country. They're stepping out and now protesting against this. I know in Texas, one of my mutuals were saying that they were trying to stop the kids actually from walking out of school because it was causing a disturbance. But even the younger youth is looking at this and they're angry too as well. Like I said, I'm just waiting to get outside, bro. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Sincere. I appreciate you.
No
Erica,
problem.
I'm sorry. I'm so.
No,
I'm
you
not
good,
gonna
fam. You
hold
good,
you.
fam. We got the final word. 2 minutes.
I'm so sorry. Okay. I really just I want us to kind of put our lens, our eyes towards the bigger picture here, and again the impact that this can have on American citizens. I do want you to understand, like everyone in the chat, to understand that when the white man couldn't legally attack legally. I use the word legally for a reason, to qualify. When they couldn't legally attack the black man anymore, they went after the Irish and also the Italian, not at the same extent, but with the exclusion and the discrimination, until the Irish and the Italians assimilated to whiteness to uphold white supremacy. And they have been doing a damn good job of it ever since. Right. And so black people weren't always the white white supremacist target. All right. Now, when we look at 1930s Germany, we can look at the fact that it wasn't just Jewish people that Schmittler went. All right. It was disabled people. It was the LGBTQ plus community. It also was people of different religious backgrounds, like Jehovah's Witnesses, that were targeted. Disabled people were their first experiment for the chambers. Hey, it's not everything they do, y'all. Yes, the Romney people also. Everything that they do is a test. It's a test. And when we allow them to keep passing these tests, all right, the tests only get easier for them. It only gets easier. And that's what we're seeing. Pay attention to these warehouses. I'm trying to tell y'all, all right, just pay attention to the warehouses.
Thank you, Erica. I appreciate you. All right. So, real quick, and then I'm going to end the live one. Today's live I thought was really good as far as folks being able to express themselves very clearly, passionately, and without, some of the other personal insults that we've seen on previous lives. The reason I bring this up is the app is definitely being more critical overall. I think you're going to see that. Not that I can say that definitively, but let's just say that that is, I believe, going to happen. And so we are going to be a bit more strict. I understand the passion. I understand some of those insults. Trust me. I think it in my head too sometimes. But at the same time, so long as we're here, we do have to abide by the rules. When we're somewhere else, it's a whole different story. But I appreciate all the content creators who've come up and really stuck to the rules. I really, really do appreciate it. It's something that's really important. So that's one. Two, I am trying to have a live with a major Black female beauty influencer. I'll mention the name here in a couple of days, and pair her with a major Black female politician. I'm in the beginning stages. This will be an incredible live. I'm in the beginning stages. So it's not like it's all together, but I do have just about an agreement from one side. I don't have one from the other. Okay. How y'all know so fast? God, I can't even. Man, y'all too quick.
You're
Y'all too quick.
horrible at this, fam. You're
Too quick.
horrible.
Too quick.
Okay. No.
Too quick.
Hold on. Before y'all run with this, no. Listen. I'm sorry to cut you off, fam.
Beginning stages.
Beginning stages.
Okay.
So please don't go and ruin this. Please don't.
Yes.
Don't.
Okay. Beginning stages. Planning. So, if you do have a direct contact with that politician that we are trying to contact, you have a direct link, let me know. I already have a direct link with the major beauty influencer, so I don't need any help there. I already got that one. Okay, but we're very close on, again, one side. We are not close on the other. Okay, so if you do have a direct link to that person, that politician, I would appreciate it. We're working on it. Again, I have the direct link on the other side. I'm pretty confident we're going to have a spectacular opportunity if we can pull it all together. So please, anything you can do, you let me know. All right.
Can I add something? Wait, can the auntie in the room add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna just say it because Smitty is being too nice here. What he's saying is, don't cut up in this house. We can't. We listen. We listen. Okay, we can't be cutting up in the house. We can't be doing that. All right. If we want to attract bigger and broader things, we can't be dragging all the, you know what I'm saying. We gotta be on our P's and Q's. And the new enforcement that Smitty is talking about, the mods will be enforcing. Listen, we're going to be enforcing that, okay? And it's not to tow police. It's not to shut anybody down. It's not to do anything like that. We all know that the app is changing. We appreciate Smitty and Erica and Swan and all the things that they do. But if you trying to host things like this, we gotta conduct ourselves with some couth, okay? That's all I'm gonna just say it.
Hey, so I fully agree with Auntie Nichelle. Can I just be the bagging cousin for a moment? Smitty, when you make this all happen, can you get that same politician to maybe, show some grace towards some smaller Black women creators and have a sit down? Because I have a few people in mind that I would love for her to sit down and speak with. I'm just going to say their names. I'm going to say myself. I'm going to say Swan, and I'm going to say Mermaid. I think we come together and we have a conversation with her and just talk. Because we have some differing opinions on some things, and I think it'd just be great to talk to her.
Let me just say, if I can pull this together, I'm one of those. If this platform rises, I bring everybody with me that's been with me from the beginning, and y'all have been with me from the beginning. So that goes without saying, fam. That goes without saying. But again, very early stages. This politician doesn't even know who I am right now, so I'm not gonna pretend like. So just to let y'all know, right? But I do want to solicit help if you do have some direct links, because I think this could be very important for that person, given that they're going into a primary very soon. And I think that this could help that person potentially win. So with that being said, I think that was about it. So I will see y'all later. Anything final y'all want to add? Oh, yeah. So my favorite Haitian put into the comments, I am also thinking about starting a Discord. I don't know if y'all be interested in that. But I am definitely thinking about doing that if y'all have interest and want to help me get that done. All right. Anybody want to?
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll definitely. That'll be fun, and get some stickers and stuff with the mods and all that good stuff. But yes.
Okay.
We love you,
Okay.
Smitty. Even though
Absolutely.
even though you clip the wings of your mods, you know what I'm saying.
And you know what?
I'm about to message Orchid like sis and Sasha. I'm leading the charge. I sure am. But you know I always got your back. Don't you say nothing. Don't you say not a damn thing, sir.
I had to come say hey real quick. Sorry I missed y'all today. I was at a campaign meeting for my candidate.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a campaign manager for one of the state representatives here, so I missed out on all the fun
Nice.
today. I'm sorry.
No, you good, fam. You good. You good. You good. Tomorrow though. Well, tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Y'all not gonna want to have me
We
come
can
down tomorrow.
pregame. We can pregame for the
We
Super
gonna
Bowl.
pregame.
I'm
What
putting this out
do
there.
y'all think? What do
I'm
y'all
doing a
think?
live tomorrow. I'm doing a live tomorrow because I want to talk about.
Oh,
Actually, I absolutely am because listen.
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell you what you want to talk about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I want to do tomorrow is I don't know the rules about streaming the Super Bowl like the halftime show, but I definitely want to do a live to talk about it. The fact that TPUSA is actually doing a counter thing headlining the I was about to say something. Kid Rock, right? I think this is a perfect time of blending pop culture and politics, right? This
I
is
think
going to
so
be
too.
huge. This is going to freaking be huge. And I absolutely, I threw my hat out in the ring. I'm doing it. This will be my first one. I'm definitely going
So
live tomorrow.
real quick. When you going live before the game to talk about the two different halftime shows, or are you going to go live during the game or after?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know the rules
I would
about
do it before the game.
Yeah.
before or
Yeah.
well, I kind of want to get people's reaction though to the show.
I mean, do both.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could
would-
always. We could do a
But-
pregame, Nichelle, and then you could come back on to stream the actual
Yeah.
performance. So, like, the actual game
everybody's
will be
saying
your
before and
halftime.
after. Okay, everybody is saying before and no, yeah, because I want to be girl. I'm gonna be hollering to the. I don't even know.
I hope he doesn't utter a single syllable in English. I hope he
love
doesn't.
Bunny. Listen, I'm Bad Bunny. I've been learning. Okay, Bad Bunny. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna get it together.
I got
Bad Bunny.
I got a shirt ready. I ordered one off the TikTok shop, so it's the NFL symbol, but it says Benito Bowl inside of it.
I don't want to be. Look, they was correct. All my brown brothers and sisters were correcting me. Look, Nichelle, don't you sound like a colonizer talking about some Bad Bunny?
Hold
I was
on.
like Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Hold on. Wait. Hey, wait. Nichelle was giving me so much last night in Erica's live about what songs I didn't know. What was that? I just want to know what was that?
I did not. I was supporting you.
That wasn't support. You don't know that song. I know those lyrics. You don't.
The one. Oh, you talking about the one? Well, listen, Sam. Listen. What kind of friend would I be if I wasn't honest? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
yeah, Bad Bunny. Don't say it like the colonizers.
I'm not Mexican this week. We all Puerto Rican this week.
I'm definitely Puerto Rican, and I hope he doesn't do a Nair. I hope he doesn't do a Nair song in English. I hope he don't do not a Nair song. But yes, I will be. But if everybody's thinking going before, but I definitely want to get people's reaction. I'm not going to give any agency to TPUSA, but I'm sure people, MAGA. I'm sure they will be on this app after they watch that, and so I want to get people's reaction to that. If anybody has watched that, so yeah, that's my plan.
Ojalá que sea puro español. Estoy de acuerdo, amiga. We'll see. Let me see. What was I going to say? This is sometimes one of my favorite parts of the live. Right when we're ending and we just kind of decompress. Why do you hold your live at the same time as Santana? It's not by any design. I just like to go in the morning. I know Santana does. I feel like Santana does lives in the morning and the evening, right? Doesn't he do lives? But that's my boy. We got much love for that brother. So yeah. I think we need to decompress a little bit. We might even start to maybe the last 10 minutes if y'all think that's a good idea. Just a little decompress right at the end of the live. What do y'all think?
That's a good idea. I'm about to finally, because Erica has motivated me finally start sharing live or doing lives. But
you gonna host?
I mean, I'm going to try to. My ADD is bad, but I really do need to raise some money for some important things right now.
Okay.
And I think it's about time that I do. So
All
I'll try to
right. All right.
coordinate appropriately. But y'all gonna have to help me because I gotta keep from going off.
Okay.
We were just talking about that before you came in here, Carolina, about the changes that will be coming. Because we gotta tighten it up with what'd you say, Smitty? What were the two things?
Personal tax and yes, the app is watching.
Personal tax and misinformation. What we're known
Misinformation.
for,
Thank you.
what we're known for on Smitty's panel is the real time fact checking, 1000%.
Correct.
But the personal tax and stuff like that. I mean, I've been on other panels where, and listen, I'm only talking about his space. I'm a mod in this space. I can't speak to what other content creators are going to do, but yeah. And elevating the platform and growing it and stuff like that. Like those restrictions harm everybody. So.
Yes, I'm working on my temper issues.
I like how Carolina knew we were like.
Listen, I already know how I am. That's why I come out the gate and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say some things that are about to make you really mad. I'm working on it. I'm gonna make all of y'all mods, and you can keep me in check. How about that?
Listen,
I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
That's what we call chemistry right there. We didn't have to say nothing. All we had to do was.
That's why I'm like, let me go on mute. I'll come back in a minute because it's about to get really ugly.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Stop.
I'm telling you. Listen.
I love you though, girl. I love you though, girl.
Oh, I have family members. Okay, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Okay, I have family members that when I go to their house, they use my real name, but they like, you need to give Carolina more space. You need to stop cutting Carolina. I'm like, you know what I'm trying to. Boy, they get so mad. I had a family member that was like, I've been watching you. You need to let Carolina do her thing. I'm like, I have rules. So just know my family. Even.
That's why I started talking. I tell them I appreciate that, but that's why I started talking so fast because I'm like, I have about 75 things I need to correct, and I'm on limited time, so don't interrupt me and let me get this out.
Mm-hmm. So
I can't. It's too much. It's been, but I just want to say before we all go, did you see how Tim Scott? Bootlicking. Spoke out, and now the Republicans are calling for his resignation. I'm like, oh, he remembered that he was not white for a second, and now they want to get rid of him.
Wait. Tim Scott. Wait, hold on.
Yes.
So I know Tim Scott said, "Hey, this is the most racist thing that the administration has ever done," and so now Republicans calling for him to resign.
Yeah, like Laura Loomer and a bunch of them were like, he's a traitor. He needs to resign. This is undignified. I'm like, who? Tim Scott is finding out the hard way that tokens get spent.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. They were going off on him on Twitter. They totally did a whole 360 on him.
Pedro.
Ooh.
Love you, fam.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. Oh, that was dope.
All right,
they were going in on him.
But see, this is where in those cases, people like that, you kind of feel bad, but then again, it's just like, bro, this is why we told you not to join them. This is why we told you not to cultivate a space so they feel emboldened to do these things, because now it's come back on you.
Wow.
Do you guys know who Garrison Hayes is?
That name sounds familiar. I don't.
Yes. He's a brilliant content creator. I love his content.
Yeah. Now yes. I know.
Yeah. Oh, if you could get him up here, that would be incredible.
Oh.
Garrison Hayes, he's so brilliant. I'm loving
that'd
him.
be interesting.
Yeah, he's actually just became a father. Him and his wife just had their first baby.
Okay.
Adorable. But
Okay.
he did
Oh, I
make a
know who you're
video.
talking about.
Yeah,
I
I know
know
Yeah,
you're
who
talking
you're
about.
talking about, Swan. I'm gonna write
yeah,
that name down. I know exactly who you're talking about. He just had a
yeah.
baby. Yep.
Yep, they made a video. He made a video, and he said that Tim Scott responded, and he went through all of the things that Trump and his administration did that were racist. Right? He called out the Heritage Foundation, all of the things that took place, and he said, "Now here's the thing, right? What Tim Scott fails to realize is that this was harder to ignore." Right. This isn't the most racist thing that him or his administration has done. This was just one thing that was the hardest to ignore. And I
Right.
thought that was very profound, that video. I'm going to post it on my story, but yeah, he's awesome. I love his content.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Roland Martin has been mentioned in the chat. He would also be very interesting to have potentially. But yeah, that's the direction of the platform, y'all. Is
I love
a mix
it.
of these type of discussions with some one-on-ones or I should say interview type lives, mixing those in. So that's the future, y'all. So now we got Saji, who it's been a while, fam. I missed you on the platform, so it's good to have you up. We decompressing, so talk to me, fam.
Yeah, listen, Smitty, I respect your panel. That's why sometimes I'm staying in the chat. Okay? Because I gotta keep it cute and I gotta keep it demure. But and
Very demure.
some people make you see me, you know what I would do if I
Oh
was up
yeah,
here
I know
sometime.
exactly what you're
So
talking about.
I'm like, let's keep it educational. I'm gonna stay in the comments because I can't hold my composure. But listen, I've been manifesting every day for Bad Bunny to sing Compositor del Año because I want to scream, "Uy, un presidente mamabicho que no hace un pito." Hey,
Me
I want to scream that
too.
so bad. I
I
want
hope he
to.
does. I hope he
Yes.
does.
Oh my God. If he
Yeah.
does that, I might cry. I might scream. I might do something crazy.
So did you hear Shaja that Nichelle is thinking about? Well, Nichelle is going to do a live, but she's thinking about either before the game or potentially after to talk about the two different halftime shows and then also the reaction to the Bad Bunny halftime show. So I think that'd be incredible. I think it's a great idea. What do y'all think in the chat? Let me know what
I
y'all think in the chat too.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool if she did that. Listen, there's gonna be no comparison, okay? There's gonna be it's gonna be no comparison. People in
We
the
need
chat
that
said, "What the hell did
pregame.
she say about the president?" It said in duck. How do you say it? Duck sicking president that don't do
Sitting
shit.
lame duck. Lame duck.
Yes, that's what it says in Spanish. That's what I sing. That's what it says in Spanish.
They
Okay.
I saw a post earlier and I started cracking up and it said the same people who need a separate halftime show are the people who needed separate water fountains.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do y'all think, chat? Before or after? Everybody's saying that.
I say both. I say
Okay.
I say
pregame.
both. Do both.
Yeah.
Okay. You think so, Swan? Too? You think both?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do both.
Because really, it's for me personally, it's not just like a fun reaction. I mean, yes to the show, but for the fact again that TPUSA, I'm not watching that. I'm not going to watch that. But the fact that TPUSA wants to do this alternate thing, no, I'm not really. Really? Can you
You know
swim,
I'm joking.
fam?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He said you're not going to watch it. Really? No. Okay, both. Okay, so then that's what I'll do.
Have you
You should
ever?
have
Has
you should
anybody
have a
here
panelist
ever?
that watched it though. That would be interesting. Have a
Yes.
panelist that watched the TP.
Right, that's what I want to do. That's why it's going to be panels. I want to get people's reaction to it. And I'm sure by doing a panel, it's going to draw in some opposing opinions about what they feel about Bad Bunny. So that's why I wanted to do it. I thought it would be a perfect discussion.
Maybe instead of having like the Patriots versus the Seahawks, you should have Bad Bunny versus the Crackers or whatever whatever it's
No,
called.
wow.
Listen, I don't know. Have y'all ever attended a YT people baby shower?
No.
Man, the music, the snacks, it's literally not even as fun as our funerals. Like, that's how bad it is. So, you know, imagine.
I can honestly say I don't even think I've ever been invited to a white baby shower.
Had one white friend, okay? When you go to a Mexican baby shower, there's bottles after bottles after bottles of that motherfucker, okay?
Yes, Lord.
Yes,
Everybody's
ma'am.
litty. It's not like that in white tea, people.
So I have a question for Nichelle, real quick. So what is your decision? I mean, you got quite a few folks that probably would want to attend. What are you going to do?
I believe in meeting the people. I'm going to do both.
Yes.
All right.
I'll do both.
I'll have
do
my
both.
talking points ready, Nichelle.
Because I don't want to take away from anybody like watching it. And like I said, I was worried about like streaming it. I was hoping we could all like watch it together. But I'll do both. I'll do a short discussion prior. And then, we'll watch it. And then I want everybody to come back so we can talk about the after effect. And I'm sure there will be clips about the TPUSA performance. I'm really interested in that, but I'm not giving it any energy. I'm not doing that.
You know, Nichelle, I thought about streaming it too, but then I know that I'm gonna be sorry for the Spanish challenged. I'm gonna be perreando, and that's probably not gonna be TikTok appropriate. So
Perreo, baby. Tatao, baby.
perreo, baby. Sorteo, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be perreando the whole halftime show.
Yes. Y yo también estaré mal de puerco por la comida, because I know I'm gonna get down. So
Smitty said, "No me porto bonito." That's what Smitty said.
To answer in the chat, no. This is going to be my live. I won't be. No, I mean, if Smitty does a live, then I'll go and support him. But no, this is me hosting on my own tomorrow.
Nichelle's gonna be on her own, so please follow Nichelle. But you're gonna need some mods, Nichelle. Who's gonna be your mods?
I have a few mods.
Why are you saying
She said you don't have to worry about me.
Dang, is that exclusive?
The question is, are you gonna come?
Of course I'm gonna be there. Of course I'm gonna be there. But did y'all hear that? I got a few mods. Okay, all right. I'll see what
whether or not they'll
here.
be there. Whether or not they'll, I have to look. I ain't got it like you where you get a notification and we just all come flooding in. I have to notify people.
Smitty can mod if he Dougie's. Oh, well, I guess I'm not
turn
gonna be
your
a mod.
notifications on for Nichelle.
Will definitely be a mod for
Turn
sure.
your notifications on. Let's support Nichelle. Let's support all of these amazing content creators.
Not her mods have benefits packages. That's crazy.
Y'all,
That's wild.
If I didn't love y'all the way I love y'all, listen, okay. The only rule I got with y'all can't turn on me, chat. That ain't fun. Okay, it's different when it's somebody else. But I don't know if I can take that. But I love all of y'all seriously. And on a serious note, the community we have built is incredible. It's being noticed by the app in a very positive way, for real. And I thank all of y'all. Swan, I love you. Sincere, you're incredible. Nichelle, I did have to drop you today, but besides that, I love you, fam. Carolina, you know how I feel about you. And Saji. There's gonna be a different kind of Liddy Smitty soon. I'll put it to you that way. A different kind of Liddy Smitty.
I missed it. You dropped Nichelle?
Yeah, yeah, we had a little issue with Nichelle.
I did nothing. I literally did nothing. I did absolutely nothing.
So
I'm on Nichelle's side. I'm sorry.
It's the truth. I did nothing. I literally did nothing. He said something smart in the chat, and I responded, and then he dropped me, trying to be funny. That's okay though.
It's okay. I got you.
Hey, all right. Here's the first time I'm ever going to lose a poll.
#believe Nichelle in the chat.
This is the first time I'm ever going to lose in a poll in my life. If you believe Nichelle, put a 1. If you believe me, put a 2. Let's see. Let's just see where we at. Let's see. Oh man, am I gonna get 1, 2?
I'll give you a 1.5. How about that?
Oh, Charlie, I got the 2 from Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
thank you,
God.
Auntie. Thank you, Chosen. Oh Lord, I'm in trouble.
I would like to point out that the ops are putting twos in the chat.
No, Auntie is not an op.
You're an op to me.
Michelle's out.
Damn.
You're an op
Michelle
to
taking
me.
notes of who all said that.
I sure am. I'm looking too. I'm like,
If you put a 2 in the chat, Nichelle has blocked you, okay?
Oh my God.
You will not be invited to the pregame
Yeah.
tomorrow.
hey, you can't come to my pregame.
Wow. Wow. All right. Auntie said, "Nah, I love you both." See, thank you, Auntie. And
We love you too, Auntie.
yes,
And people
absolutely.
asking for the time, I haven't figured that out. It'll be before. I don't know. Like, should I do it before the game starts, Smitty?
Yes,
I
well
think that's
before
a
the
good
game
idea.
starts. Absolutely.
Most
Okay, so
definitely.
I'll do it then before kickoff, so we don't miss any part of the game because I want to be watching the game too. So
Do it like 2 hours before. That way people, if they're making food or getting ready, that they will be in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. JBS says
So
no
2
family
hours
division.
prior.
Never.
2
Never.
hours prior to kickoff is when I'll start it. It'll be a short live because I really want to save the bulk of it for the discussion after the performance.
And now for that, I'm warning you, Michelle, for the post performance, I might already be a little lit. But I am nicer when I drink. I will say that. I'm much nicer than I am when I'm sober.
And nobody believe that comment.
You see, I say it on you. You see, I say it on you.
Everybody
I'm a mean sober person. I'm a very nice inebriated person.
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. I appreciate y'all. Definitely follow the Shell and everybody else here up here on the panel. And we will see y'all in the Shells live tomorrow before the Super Bowl. Y'all take care.
All right, take care, y'all.
Love you guys.
Oh, I fudging knew that these roses were going to be the thing. We're number 63 now. Chat, push on the roses. We are 30% of the way done with the rose goal. That is crazy work. Can we please get 1,000 blue hearts and blue waves in the comment section, y'all? Let's boost it. We're going to get to top 50. That's going to be the place we leave off. I know that we could do this. I know we can do this. Audrey just followed you. Thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that. Y'all, this is nuts. Tracy just followed you. Thank you so much for the roses. We are 40% of the way done with the rose goal. Holy cow, y'all. 40% of the way done with the rose goal is like phenomenal. That's insane. Okay, that's insane. That's nuts. Let's keep those blue hearts going in the chat, y'all. We're going to get to top 50. I know that we can do this. This is going to be our first time getting to top 50 in over like a month, I think. That's insane. We're number 62. Oh my gosh. We're 50% of the way done with the rose goal is insane. All right, y'all, push on the rose goal as fast as you possibly can. Let's just knock out this rose goal. We are 50% of the way done with the rose goal. That's nuts. We're number 62 most popular live stream on TikTok. That's insane. That is insane. Y'all, TikTok, you see this? TikTok, you see this? This is crazy work. That's insane. Let's keep those blue hearts going in the chat, y'all. Let's push, and boost the live. I know that as a community, we can get into top 50. Again, this is going to be the first time we're doing this in like a month. We're going to push. We're 63% of the way done with the rose goal. 64% of the way done with the rose goal. 65% of the way done with the rose goal. 66% of the way done with the rose goal. 67% of the way done with the rose goal. 68% of the way done with the rose goal. 69% of the way done with the rose goal. And 70% of the way done with the rose goal. That's insane. That's nuts. Y'all, that's crazy. Oh my God. Okay, this is moving too quickly. Nancy, thank you so much for the love. This is all moving so quickly. Holy cow, 75% of the way done with the rose goal is nuts. Can we please show so much love in the chat? This is very quickly. This is moving very quickly. Love this. 1,000 blue hearts in the chat. That's insane. You guys are very, very effective. That's nuts. Like, holy cow. Oh my gosh. 77% of the way done with the rose goal. Okay, chat, we're 78% of the way done with the rose goal. We're 80% of the way done with the rose goal. What? That was not, I just got raptured. That was not an easy goal, mind you. 80% of the way done with
Your
that.
camera likes going out on you. It's quite odd.
All the time. And I have no idea how to fix it, but I'm kind of okay with it. Because it gives me the opportunity to like not look at myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get that.
Just hate looking at myself. That. Like, 85, y'all, we are 85% of the way done with the rose goal. Holy cow. 85% of the way done with the rose goal. Okay, can we knock it out? We are 15% of the way to the end of the rose goal, 14% of the way, 13% left on the rose goal, 12% done on the rose goal. We just have 12% left, 11% left, 10% left on the rose goal. Let's fudging go! Yeah! 9%, 8%, 7%, 6% left on the rose goal. That's insane. Y'all are too good. That is some crazy work. 5%, 4%, 3%, 2%. Oh my gosh. TikTok doesn't even know what to do. It's glitching because it's moving so quickly. Okay, well, I mean, that's insane. We're number 59 most popular.
59.
Oh, guys, we're number 50s.
58. Nope, 58 now.
58. We are number 58 most popular. Chat, do we think we could get 8 slots down? Do we think we could get 8 slots down?
Just take just a little over 10,000.
Wait, we're 100 roses away, it says. From the goal. Push. What? One last push. We're just gonna get there. Okay, and okay, that's the goal. Oh, we just did that. Heck yeah, chat. That was the goal. 1,000 W's. We just achieved.